things Coach Judkins always preaching to his guys. Going to be pretty important tonight. Watch out for the defending the three-point line. Jake Strawhan can really shoot about 41% from downside. Toby Christensen's about 39%. A couple guys that can really shoot pretty good from downtown on this Sunbirds team. You got to watch out, like you said, for Jake Strawn, the junior guard out of Colton, Washington. Actually played a season or two up at Idaho. Up in Moscow up there. Adrian Antunes, he's a freshman guard, Fresno, California. He reminds me of Josh Rodriguez as a Loma point guard, as a freshman as well. So watch out for him. Sam Burt, the big man down low, 12 points and 7 rebounds a game. Watch out for those guys. Isaiah Clark jumping in for the Trailblazers. It'll be Sam Burt for Fresno Pacific. Let's play basketball inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State in the home whites, Fresno Pacific in the road blues. Burt going to tap it back to Antunes, and Fresno Pacific will have the first possession of this game. Here we go. Trailblazers moving right to left across your radio dial here in the first half. Sunbirds will set it up offensively. Sam Burt working it over to the freshman Antunes. Top of the key, Elijah Hill. Step back at the left elbow. Now he'll drive inside, high off the window and in for Elijah Hill, the redshirt freshman guard out of Bakersfield, California. Trevor Hill will push it back up the floor, and he will be fouled. Is it a shooting foul or it is on the floor? I think they're pointing to the floor. It's a 2-0 lead for Azusa Pacific. Elijah Hill going to pick up a bucket on one end, then commits a foul on the other end. Dixie State will have the possession, 19:36 to go, trailing 2-0. Daylor Youngblood to trigger baseline right side. They're going to take 4 seconds off the shot clock. 26 seconds on the shot clock, 19:36 on the game clock. Youngblood trying to bounce into Isaiah Clark. It'll be kicked back out of bounds by Sam Burt. Dixie State still the possession. Worth mentioning for our radio audience now joining us, the Dixie State women's basketball team gets back to 500. Morgan Myers proved to be the game winner, about 13 seconds left. Inbound pass to Trevor Hill. His floater with the right hand won't stay down. Fresno Pacific the rebound. And Antunes, the freshman, ahead to Elijah Hill. Hill behind the back dribble, falls to the floor and throws it right to Daylor Youngblood. Dixie State is steal here. They come. They'll bounce to Trevor. Trevor missed the layup, was off balance, couldn't get it to go. Fresno Pacific the other way. Looked like he didn't catch it cleanly. Jake Strawn catches right wing, and they'll leave it for Antunes. Time for us to let you know, 2-0 Fresno Pacific lead, 19:10 to play here in the first half. Play-by-play brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Toby Christensen whipping inside Sam Burt, working on Zach Hunter, backing in, spinning baseline, reverse from left to right, and he'll score. Really good move, and Zach Hunter didn't want to commit the foul. He stepped through. Hunter went straight up, and still he got it softly off the glass and down. 4-0 Fresno Pacific lead, 18:45 to play in the first. Trevor outside for Youngblood, right back into Trevor left block. Leaves for Zach Hunter. Bounces back to Trevor. Holding on that left side still, leaves for Isaiah Clark. 15-foot jumper baseline left side, too strong. Rebound to Antunes and the Sunbirds. They'll whip it right side to Elijah Hill. As the Sunbirds trying for their 6th win of the season, just their 4th would be their 4th Pac-West win of the season. Deep three for Toby Christensen. Missed everything, but it falls right into the hands of Sam Burt. He'll score. It's a 6-0 lead for FPU, 18:13 to play. Yeah, he's a 7.7 per game average rebounder. Sam Burt right there grabbing that offensive putback. Trevor Hill, he'll jump a three, left wing, missed it. Toby Christensen's rebound, hand off to Antunes. Here comes FPU. Antunes driving inside, slicing and dicing, and he'll lay it up and in. Dixie State going to take a timeout. Boy, oh boy, Dixie State trailing 8-0, 17:55 to play in the first. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here and just remind you that timeouts are brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Yeah, big start. Sunbirds coming in with a lot of energy. Dixie State a little bit flat-footed. You know, sometimes, you know, you want to commit an early foul, kind of let them know that you're not going to give an easy bucket up, and Youngblood lets him get past him. Clark doesn't want to foul, and that's a pretty quick shot on that little runner, and he got the friendly bounce up on the rim to give the Sunbirds that 8-0 lead. But there's a couple times where Dixie State looked like they weren't willing to commit the foul, make them earn it from the stripe. And some people, a lot of coaches say, you're not really truly in this game and ready to go until you do get that first foul, because you're not trying hard, not working hard enough. Dixie State 0 for 4 from the field to start the game. Sunbirds, on the other hand, 4 of 5. And here we go. Dixie State looking for its first bucket of the night on this possession. Youngblood across the timeline. Double team, passes out of it to Kyler. Left side to Zach. Whips it back into Kyler. Right-handed floater too strong. And Elijah Hill, the rebound for Fresno Pacific. Hill hesitates, now drives inside. Right hand floater off the window. He's got a 4, and it's a 10-0 lead for Fresno Pacific. 17:30 to play in the first. You hope this isn't the beginnings. We got a lot of basketball to be played, but you hope this isn't the beginnings of disaster for Dixie State in sole possession of first place. Clark outside to Daylor Youngblood. Youngblood holding right wing, 8 to shoot. Skip pass to Trevor. Hesitates, now drives inside. Left-hand shot. Won't go. Gets his own rebound. He scores the second time.
There you go. Sometimes when you miss it, it's easier for you to go find it because you kind of know you put it too strong and you go get it. Trevor always staying with the basketball.
10-2. Dixie State trailing. 16:54 to go. Trevor just about got a steal on the far side. Couldn't complete it. Elijah Hill to Toby Christensen. Christensen hesitates, now spins back to the paint, kicks to the right side, Antunes. Antunes to the baseline, passes the end line to Strawn, left corner 3, too strong. Zach Hunter going for the rebound, and Toby Christensen going to be called for over the back. He doesn't like the call, but there was some contact as he tried to go over Zach.
Better defensive effort that time. We're going to see Austin Montgomery, who had a good road trip.
Yes.
Played really well. Seems like this month of January, he's kind of rekindled that fire and enthusiasm, and we know he's a capable scorer.
Montgomery, big-time performance for the Trailblazers over that 4-game trip. Here we go. Can Dixie State continue to slice into this lead? Montgomery, his first touch, a float off the window, too strong. But he tips the ball back out of bounds. It will still go back to Fresno Pacific. He missed the shot, but I don't mind that shot. I like to see Austin aggressive and taking it to the hole. 10-2. Fresno Pacific maintains an 8-point lead. 16:20 to play in the first. Elijah Hill up the right sideline, picked up by Kyler Nielsen. Crossing over to the left, leaves it inside for Burt. Burt reversed from left to right again. Shot is disrupted and a foul called. It's going to go against Austin Montgomery, and Sam Burt will go to the free throw line. Montgomery picks up the foul, his first foul against the Trailblazers in this game. Burt to the stripe, just a 55% free throw shooter though, Devin. 63 of 114 from the stripe. So I think you're okay with that foul, making Burt earn it from the stripe.
Yeah, tough call to the big man because he felt like he went straight up and Burt came into him, but sometimes that's the way it happens to go. You can watch it for our CEC TV replay. He squares up pretty good, trying to take away baseline. Straight up, yeah, it's a tough call. Tough call. There was contact, but Burt initiated that contact.
In the meantime, Burt missed the first free throw. Wade Miller checks into the game. Doug Price also in for Dixie State.
Yeah, Juddy looking for that early spark off the bench. He's used that 10, 11 deep roster all season long.
Burt will make the second. 11-2. Fresno Pacific lead. 16:04 to go. We approach the under 16 media timeout. Wade Miller just across the timeline on the far side gives it Trevor. D-logo straight away as the Trailblazers settle into the offense with 20 to shoot. Wade catch and shoot. Left wing three, bang!
Huge. That's what he is. He's instant offense. You got to replace Semister's production. He's not likely to play, so you got to have 14.6 points from somebody else. Probably a combination of guys, and Bubba Miller getting it done with that Team D3.
Dixie State trailing 11-5. Strawn inside leaves for Burt, and he's fouled by Kyler Nielsen.
Kyler got caught on the backside. Good lead pass to Burt again. And obviously, Dixie State coaching staff not liking that foul call, but nonetheless, in a bad position for Kyler Nielsen. He's going to pick up the personal.
15:32 to go in the first. Fresno Pacific 11, Dixie State 5. A 60-second timeout. Back to the Burns Arena on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
15:32 to play in the first. Dixie State trailing 11-5. It was a nightmare start, a 10-0 Fresno Pacific lead. The Trailblazers have settled in. Trevor Hill getting the bucket inside, followed by a Wade Miller team D auto 3. And they've trimmed the lead to 11-5, but free throws coming for Sam Burt. Went 1 of 2 in his last trip to the free throw line. And he'll go back to the stripe one more time. Again, a 55% free throw shooter this season. If you count the 2 that he just attempted, 64 of 115 from the stripe. He knocks in the first one here. He's got 6 points to lead his team early. 12-5 FPU lead.
I got the pump fake, and then from that angle, you can see Kyler Nielsen did get a little bit of the arm. I thought they called him for bumping him in the back. It was more of a reach late.
Burt makes both free throws, and it's an 8-point lead again, 13-5. 15:30 to play in the first. Trevor to the free throw line, trying to wrap a pass around to Dub Price, and it's stolen away. Here comes Fresno Pacific. Hill steps into a 3, right wing, too strong. Dub Price goes up high, gets the rebound for Dixie State. Quick outlet pass to Trevor. Trevor to Dub, steps into a team D auto 3 straight away, in and out. Wade Miller, offensive rebound, and he'll score, and 1.
Right place, right time. Pretty good look there from Dub Price, and how'd that pop back out, we'll never know, but it worked out okay. They might get 3 anyway if Miller can connect from the free throw stripe.
Foul goes against Adrian Antunes, his third FPU foul of the half. Quincy Matthews going to check in for Kyler Nielsen, and we saw Quincy, he had a good trip as well. When he and Daylor Youngblood were out there together, it was defense leading the offense on the trip. See if they can do the same thing here. Wade free throw is good. Wade Miller with a team high 6 points, and he's been the spark Dixie State has needed. 13-8 Fresno Pacific lead. 15:05 to play in the first. And Tunes kicking to the right corner, Strawn. They swing it back around to Sam Holmes, just checked into the game. And Holmes will hold. 3-point land straight away. Calls for Antunes and hands back off with 2 and 15 to shoot. Tunes to the right side, and a moving screen going to go against Fresno Pacific. Right as assistant coach Casey Winters was calling for it, they find Jake Strawn for the foul, his first 14th foul against FPU.
And if you lip reader, Strawn was saying, I didn't touch him. He's saying that, yeah, I was moving, but I never did actually commit the contact. I couldn't tell from our vantage point here, Carrick. But that's an emphasis this year. We're seeing that call over and over, time and time again.
Trevor kicks to the left corner. Wade Miller, another 3, too strong. And Jake Strawn, the rebound for Fresno Pacific. 13-8 FPU lead, 14:30 to play in the first. Strawn will step into a 3 right wing, too much on it. Dub Price the rebound for Dixie State. Hands off to Trevor. Cross-court pass to Quincy Matthews, right wing, leaves for Dub. Dub back to Q, inside, hangs, hits with the left.
Good little finish. He was very patient, then let it go way outside. The arm on the left hand was extended, and then the soft touch. Coming off the bench, nice bucket there to get him going, Quincy Matthews.
10-3 run for Dixie State after trailing 10-0. 13-10 FPU on top. 14 minutes to go in the first. Holmes kicking to the right corner. Strawn, step back after one dribble, fires a 3. Too strong off the back iron. Offensive rebound to Sam Burt, stolen away by Dub Price. Dixie State has it. Finds Trevor Hill. Trevor's running the point right now. Gets across the timeline, gets into the paint, trying to kick to Wade Miller. It's tipped out of bounds. And everybody running to help Sam Holmes up. He dove head first into the FPU bench. And glad to see that he's okay. All of his teammates ran over there to help him up, make sure he was okay. Dixie State will maintain the possession with 13:43 to play. Quincy Matthews holding left corner. It's a 13-10 FPU lead for the time being. Q, left wing, top of the key, Trevor. To the free throw line, splits 2 defenders, floats it high off the glass. No, gets his own rebound, puts it back up with the left hand, can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound, and a jump ball will be called as Trevor tries to get back to the basket for a 3rd time. Yeah. Dixie State will keep it on the arrow.
Yeah, he just got a nose for that ball. He knew where he was missing it, stayed after it. Trev didn't like it, but I actually think that was an all right call.
It's a great call.
He was kind of tangled up and had part of the ball, and really that was just a lot of cabbage, and Dixie State fortunate just to retain possession, chance maybe with the 3-point shot here to tie this game. They've weathered the early storm though, Carrick, battling back and trying to win the second 4-minute battle.
Trevor will lob into Quincy Matthews. 13:20 to play in the first, 13-10 FPU lead. Trailblazers can tie with a 3 here. They'll bounce inside. Trevor Hill to Dub Price, and Dub lays it up and in on the left side.
The bounce pass precise off the court, right up into the hands, and all he had to do was go attack and lay it in softly. Beautiful give and go. Trevor Hill with a nice little helper.
FPU trying to lob into Burt the other way, and Holmes threw it up and over the top and out of bounds. A turnover gives the ball back to Dixie State. Taylor Youngblood will check in for Trevor Hill. It's a 13-12 FPU lead with 13:01 to go, but for the first time today, Dixie State can take a lead on this possession. FPU showing full court pressure on this inbound pass. Inbound to to Taylor Youngblood, tapped out of his hands, but he regains. Dribbles across the timeline, bounces inside to Dub. What a pass from Taylor Youngblood, and Dub lays it up and in. He's got 4. Dixie State up on top, 14-13, a 14-3 run.
All because Taylor was strong and accelerated.
And defensively, Dixie State another steal ahead to Taylor Youngblood. Taylor bounces to Dub again, and he'll lay it up and in again. Dub Price with 6, timeout, Fresno Pacific.
They've flipped the switch. Carrick, slow start, and now it's a 3-point lead. Defense leading to offense, and we've seen 3 buckets in a row on precise, pinpoint bounce passes by the Trailblazers.
16-3 run for Dixie State over the last 4:57. With 12:38 to go in the first, Dixie State leads at 16-13. Remind you, timeouts brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. 14 of those 16 have been scored by players from the bench.
Look at that bounce pass to Dub Price right there, that last bucket previous. And then again on the other side of the court, Dub again. Back-to-back on the bounce. And Dixie State starting to get out and run a little bit. I thought tempo, when we were talking about our Camping World Keys to games, might be important. And they picked their opportunities to get out and run here last couple of possessions, and it's worked well, fueling the comeback.
On the floor for Dixie State, still Matthews, Wade Miller, Austin Montgomery, Dub Price, and Taylor Youngblood. FPU gets the ball across the timeline. They've brought Tyler Harris into the game during the break, as well as Amande Coleman. Harris to the baseline right side, bouncing inside for Coleman. Back to Harris, 10 to shoot. Sam Holmes, he won't hesitate to pull it from 3, but he'll take it inside. Shot blocked by Austin Montgomery. Comes down with an outlet pass to Taylor Youngblood. Coach Judkins urging them forward. Wade Miller for 3, and he left it well short. Air ball that just caught the bottom of the net.
Yeah, sometimes you know your momentum is carrying you into the shot, so you throw it up a little bit softer, but that time way too soft out of the hand of Bubba Miller. I like the idea, though, by Taylor Youngblood. Didn't have Dub that time on a cross-court bounce pass. Could have tried to flip backside to Quincy on the weak side, but instead the lead was a good decision, just didn't make the bucket.
Elijah Hill the other way for Fresno Pacific. He'll float it in the lane. Too hard off the back iron, but a foul against Taylor Youngblood anyway. That will bring us to the under 12 media timeout, 16-13. Dixie State leading it after trailing 10-0, a 16-3 run for the Trailblazers. 60-second timeout, and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Fans, remind you, play-by-play brought to you by Findlay Volkswagen. Check out the all-star lineup at Findlay Volkswagen. We've got Passats, Beetles, Jettas, and more. Findlay Volkswagen, go check them out on the saving side of the freeway. 16-13, Dixie State lead, 11:57 to go. Devin, you said it a couple of times. It's been the tempo and the defense that has helped lead to offense on the other end.
Yeah, strong rebounds or deflections, getting out. And then I like the way the wing players, Dub Price, Quincy Matthews, are getting out in space. Bubba Miller. And then they're starting to crash the boards. It's worked well. There's a replay of that foul as FPU's at the line, but a nice little surge, getting this crowd back into the game. It was kind of quiet here for about the first 4 minutes of this one.
Hill misses the first free throw, makes the second. He's got 5. And Dixie State at a 2-point lead, 16-14, 11:55 to play in the first. Dub Price to Taylor Youngblood, got to get it across the timeline, just does with a couple of seconds to spare. Quincy Matthews now left wing to Dub. Kicks to Wade Miller. How about another three? Right wing. Thank you very much. His second Team Diato 3 of the night. Wade Miller, a team-high 9 points.
Dialed in 3 3-point plays. One the old-fashioned way, the other two from behind the line.
11:30 to play. Dixie State by 5, 19-14. FPU the possession. Skip pass to Coleman, right wing. Quickly to the corner. A.J. Kirby just checked in during the timeout. They'll bounce it inside to Burt. Burt working on Montgomery. Can't get it to go. Good defense by Austin. Quincy Matthews comes over for the rebound.
Well, you felt like you needed a bucket. I like the idea going into Burt. Just couldn't connect. Pretty good look. Just couldn't find the range.
Wade Miller swinging it around to the left side. Quincy. They'll work it back to the right side. Back to Q, left wing. Q bounces to Daylor. 3-point land straight away. 10 to shoot to Wade Miller. Thought about a 3 travel. Just thought too long about what he wanted to do with it. Kind of moved both feet before he put the ball down.
Well, FPU was really sagging, and they needed to really move it from one side to the other, and then the offense got stagnant for just a second. And when that happens, obviously, you can get a turnover and a travel like we just saw.
Dixie State a 19-14 lead. 10:45 to play in the first. Sam Burt to the left side of Tyler Harris. As FPU looks for answers here. Elijah Hill, there's one. 15-foot jumper right side, and Hill with 7 points. 19-16 Dixie State lead. Wade Miller catches, left corner, another 3. No. Del Price trying to go up and tip it, couldn't get it. Here comes Elijah Hill and FPU. Hill lobbing for Burt, catches, one dribble. He's fouled by Austin Montgomery, not a very strong foul. And Burt will finish with the foul. He's got 9 and a free throw coming.
Strong finish, though. Even though it wasn't a hard foul, Montgomery left his feet. And when he left his feet, that allowed Burt to go ahead and muscle up and through. He was already starting to go up. Real close to being on the floor, but I agree. Give him the bucket in that situation just because Austin got up in the air.
10:14 to play in the first. Dixie State lead is trimmed to 1, 19-18. And Burt with 9 points to lead all scorers.
Yeah,
tied with Wade Miller.
Yeah, 3 or 4 for Burt from the line and 3 or 4 from the field.
They'll try to make it 10 points and to tie the game. Makes the free throw. 10 for Burt. We are tied at 19. 10:13 to go. Youngblood ahead to Nielsen. Kyler will drive to the baseline. Stops the dribble, gives to Zach. On the floor for Dixie State, Youngblood, Hunter, Clark, Trevor Hill, Kyler Nielsen. Kyler catches, left wing 3, open, left it short. Elijah Hill goes up and gets the rebound for Fresno Pacific. Game tied at 19, 9:50 to go here in the first. If you're just joining us, Fresno Pacific took a 10-0 lead, and Dixie State went on a 16-3 run to take the lead. The teams who traded buckets since then were tied at 19. Strawn catches left corner, 10 to shoot for FPU. Harris. Ball tipped, steal for Dixie State. Tipped by Daylor. Zach comes down with it, pass ahead to Trevor. In transition, avoids 2 defenders. He's fouled. 2 free throws coming for Trevor.
Trev's so good at moving that ball around away from a would-be deflection, and then, but that buys him some time to get the contacts and try to get an and-one opportunity. So good in the open court. See how he moved the ball from the right to the left, and then that really opens up his right arm for a hard foul. They clearly were taking the foul there, did not want to give up the and-one.
Trevor to the stripe for a pair of fabulous Freddy's free throws. First one is good, and that is Trevor's 3rd point of the night. Fuel it up, wash it down, and save the 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's locations.
Yeah, kind of fun to kind of keep monitoring the all-time scoring mark Zach Robbins has, and still quite a few games left in the season, plus the Pac-West tournament, and then hopefully NCAA bids. You never know if Trev can surpass him. I think he's got plenty of games to get the job done. If he keeps averaging his current average, he'll get there.
Push the second free throw a little bit strong. Missed it off the back iron. Fresno Pacific the rebound. 20-19, Dixie State lead. 9:20 to play. Toby Christensen harassed by Isaiah Clark at midcourt, and he will commit the foul. Dixie State coaches did not like the call. They are applauding the defense of Isaiah Clark.
Yeah, the big man out top, playing like a guard right there. Slim can't believe it.
9:18 to play. Dixie State a 1-point lead, 20-19. You knew this game was not going to be easy. Antunes. Bouncing, ball tipped by Trevor, but it goes right back to Antunes. Fresno Pacific maintains the possession. Antunes, the freshman, kicking to Coleman. Coleman loses, regains, shot blocked by Zach Hunter. He says, not in my house.
You know, I've asked Juddy about the block and the dunk and all the plays the fans love. And he's like, if that block goes out of bounds, it really doesn't do us any good. But obviously a stop at any chance at a bucket there. Nice timed block by Zach Hunter.
9:05 to go. Dixie State maintaining that 1-point lead. FPU the possession, 9 to shoot. Strawn will catch in the left corner. Skip pass to the right side. Tyler Harris quickly into the right corner. Antunes for 3. Too much. Offensive rebound. Toby Christensen shot blocked by Isaiah Clark. FPU comes back down with it. And Antunes will reset for FPU. Antunes holding left wing.
Coach Judd
wanting to shoot.
Reaching for Julian Decree. Wants some more rebounding in the game right now after back-to-back offensive rebounds for the Sunbirds.
Christensen, right wing. Tries to go through 2 defenders. It's tipped, taken away. Clark has it. Loses, and Zach will pick it up. Dixie State with possession. Ahead to Trevor Hill across the timeline. Trevor getting inside, hangs, hits with contact, in one. Trevor Hill, we've seen it a million times. Trevor's so strong, gets the bucket of the foul.
The body control once he leaves the ground. Watch, he crosses over, probably a foul earlier instead of later, but either way he was fouled along the way, and Trev will take the late foul because now he gets the and-one opportunity. Not a lot of harm there late. But you got to love the athleticism of Trevor Hill. Averages 16.6. You know, with the stud at Cal Bap this year, I don't know if Trev's going to be Pac-West Player of the Year or not, but he's right there in the top 3 running, and we'll see at the end of the season. Right now, all Trev cares about is winning games, and, of course, coming in tonight, 7 straight. This would be 8 in a row if they can take care of business.
Trevor misses the free throw. FPU the rebound. 22-19. Dixie State lead by 3. 8:20 to go here in the first. Christensen leaves for Antunes. Out of Harris. Crossing over to the left. Kicks over to Strawn, right corner. 15 to shoot. Shot clock beginning to wind down. Antunes approaching the under 8 media timeout. The freshman inside. Floats with a right. Can't get it to go. And immediately that rebounding impact he talked about. Julian Decree goes up high and brings it down for Dixie State. Pass ahead to Trevor. Into the lane. Great helper to Kyler Nielsen. And Kyler will lay it up and in.
Sick look. Sick look. I mean, a little hook pass timed perfectly. That's just the athleticism of Trevor Hill. You draw so much attention to himself and then give it up and a teammate gets a nice bucket.
7:40 to play in the first. Dixie State a 5-point lead, 24-19. FPU the other way. Strawn catches right wing. Drives to the elbow. Leans into Daylor Youngblood trying to draw the foul. And now they're going to call a foul on the rebound. Zach Hunter, I believe, is going to be the guilty party. And that will bring us to the under 8 media timeout. 7:30 to play. Dixie State 24, Fresno Pacific 19. 60-second timeout back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born, and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
There is a place where rocks bleed, and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents, and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
7:30 to play. Dixie State a 5-point lead, 24-19. And it is Dixie State of basketball. We're used to this. But the Trailblazers, 10 of 24 from the field, 41%, 10 made baskets. How about 8 assists on those 10 made baskets? Dixie State sharing the ball, getting each other involved, and fight back into this thing and take a 5-point lead.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes of the game, they had 1 assist, I think it was. So they've really got out and ran. That second 4-minute wave there, about 16-minute mark, they really started to play unselfish. Coach Judkins got to love that from the fellas. The bench has been great tonight. It provided a nice spark in this first half as well.
FPU the possession out of the timeout. Strong will hold. Kicks it over the right side. Tyler Harris. Back to Strawn. Deep 3 left wing. short off the front iron. Julian Decree tips the ball off the rim, and it bounces to Wade Miller. Dixie State the rebound.
0 for 7 now from downtown are the Sunbirds.
Trevor trying to draw a foul inside, throws up a shot, doesn't get the shot or the foul. Here come the Sunbirds. Harris all the way coast to coast, lays it up. No, Kyler Nielsen the rebound. Outlet pass to Trevor. Dixie State with possession. Trevor to Wade Miller, spot up 3 right wing, rims out. Decree tips it to Zach Hunter, but Zach can't bring it down. Fresno Pacific the rebound, and up and down a game here. Big tempo through the first half. 6:45 to go in the first. 24-19 Dixie State lead. Strawn to the left wing. Double team, passes out of it, but he stepped out of bounds. Double team does its job. Trevor Hill alongside Julian Decree forces Jake Strawn to step on the sideline.
It's a lot of length you're trying to pass through, and he was backing up trying to find a little room to make a pass and just got caught on the sideline. You know, 33% of the Sunbirds so far. I mentioned 0-7 from downtown. Dixie State right now 10-26, 38%, 2-9 from downtown. Both those threes by Wade Miller in this game so far tonight.
8th turnover of the night for Fresno Pacific. Dixie State defense leading to offense. Wade Miller to Quincy Matthews. Hand off to Trevor, 18 to shoot. Trevor explodes inside, changes directions, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket. Should be 2 free throws coming again for Trevor Hill.
You know, that last time where Trevor was looking for the foul, a little bit out of control. That time a lot more of a concerted attack under control. Gets bumped, goes duck, up and under, splits the double team. And when you split a double team, somebody's probably going to get you on the arm and earn a trip to the foul line for Trevor.
Trevor, 1 of 3 in the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line so far tonight. Trying to improve on that. First one here is good.
What a career he's had, Carrick. I mean, coming in, Alta High School.
Try not to think about it being just, you know, the stretch run for Trevor and Sims, and it's going to feel weird next year without these guys on the floor.
The timing was perfect to find a guy like Trevor Hill because you had a real athletic guy in DeQuan Thompson prior to that. Their games are similar in so many ways.
Trevor misses the second free throw. FPU the rebound, and Tunez across the free throw, or excuse me, the timeline. Behind the back dribble, moves over to the left, and will set things up. Swings it to Elijah Hill. Fakes a 3, drives to the end line, pushes on Quincy Matthews, and the referee on the near side's all over it. Hill extended the arm, Quincy took the contact, and Hill called for the offensive foul, his third.
And obviously you saw right there that Quincy gave the ground, and then he really dipped the shoulder. That's an excellent call. He was creating space. So often that goes uncalled, but it is a foul. It's an unfair advantage to the offense. The officials right on top of that one tonight.
5:59 to play in the first. Dixie State holding on to a 25-19 lead. Hill try to help Dixie State build on this 6-point lead. To Zach Hunter, right elbow jumper, too strong. Quincy Matthews tips it to Julian Decree. Decree comes down with it and he'll score with the right hand.
Julian Decree, he's been great offensively, but defensively, sometimes he has lapses, and we keep waiting for him to really figure out the defense side of the ball because he could be a force to be reckoned with down the stretch in Pac-West play.
Trailblazers by 8, 27-19. Decree is steal in the right corner. Defensively, getting it done on both ends of the floor. Trevor ahead to Zach Hunter. Zach catches baseline left side, and they're going to call block. Wow. It looked like Zach Hunter might have got away with an offensive foul here. Now they may get together and change this call. No, they're going to keep it. Foul will go against Amande Coleman, his second. 1-1 coming for Zach Hunter. And I missed the replay. I would love to get another look at that if we could on the TV side. 5:18 to play. Zach Hunter's going to have a 1-1. Pass ahead to Zach. Coleman there. Well, he might have been still moving, but Zach Hunter might have got away with one. Zach makes the first free throw. We'll take it. Everything evens out in the end.
Might have been hard for the official to call the charge because he had his hands down low,
of course,
not up to the chest bump. It was more of a hip bump, and maybe the official deemed he was kind of throwing that hip while his back foot was still moving.
Absolutely.
That charge block's a difficult call to make. It always is. It's just a judgment call. It's a bang-bang timing thing.
Zach Hunter makes both Fabulous Freddy's free throws. Dixie State on a 10-0 run. To take a 10-point lead, 29-19 to 5:15 to go. And Tunez behind the back dribble gets away from Quincy Matthews, leaves for Christensen. Now to the right corner, Jake Strawn. He'll pull from 3 without hesitation. Strawn swings it back to the left wing to Christensen. 14 to shoot, and Antunes left open. He'll jump a 3, missed it. Zach Hunter the rebound. Just Antunes' 27th three-point attempt of the season, and he missed it. Julian Decree fouled on the other end. Free throws coming for Julian.
Christensen there trying to front Carrick and just got a piece as he was going through to try to poke that entry pass to Julian Decree away. You can see Trevor Hill always has his eyes up, sees a little crease there, and you know, it would have been easier for Decree probably if he would have been ready. I think Julian was actually surprised that pass came on him so fast, and that actually is what probably created the foul.
First free throw good from Julian Decree. And he's been a big asset the last 10 games or so. He doesn't play a ton of minutes every game, but he brings a spark off the bench. Already in just a couple of minutes of play, Decree 3 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, 1 of 1 from the field. And he's going to be an integral part of any sort of NCAA run that Dixie State's going to try to make this season and to try to hopefully close out a Pac-West title as well.
And this final trip through the Pac-West Conference with the RMAC on the horizon, so that'd be special. Go out with the conference championship, and that would be sweet for Coach John Judkins and everybody that's played in this Pac-West Conference over the years for him.
Second free throw for Decree is in, but it rims out. FPU the rebound, 30-19. Dixie State lead, 4:39 to play in the first. Harris to Sam Holmes in the right corner. To Antunes. Back to Holmes. 8 to shoot. Shot clock winding down. Antunes doesn't see it. Down to 4 and a 3 to Holmes. Deep 3 from the right wing as the shot clock expires. Ball is off the front iron, and FPU will chase down a long rebound and reset. Harris steps into a deep 3 straight away. Too strong. And rebound is loose on the floor. Julian Decree diving on it. And Dixie State trying to call timeout. It's going to be a jump ball. And possession will stay with FPU. But that right there, if you want to talk about brownie points, Julian Decree just earned a whole bunch of them the way he dove on that ball.
Yeah, and did it without fouling. Fouling twice. I mean, the hustle to the baseline and then to dive back into the key to get on that and jump it up. Coach Judkins will note that one, and
yeah,
that's a gain more minutes type of play right there.
Absolutely. 4:06 to play in the first. 30-19, Dixie State lead. FPU the possession. The lob to Sam Burke catches right at the timeline. It was pressured by Trevor Hill. Over to Holmes. Holmes will drive inside. Hangs, passes back out to Antunes. One more pass to Harris. Left wing 3 good.
Finally, first 3 of the game. They needed it too. Now only down by 8. They were 0 for 10 before that 3.
And a Fresno Pacific steal the other way by Sam Holmes, and a Dixie State foul that kind of broke up a fast break. Trevor Hill will be called for the foul. Holmes had a teammate wide open up the floor, but they called the foul. 30-22, Dixie State leading by 8, 3:48 to go in the first. 60-second timeout on the Under 4 media timeout, back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
3:48 to play. Dixie State leading it by 8, 30-22. 3:48 to go until halftime. Free throws coming for Fresno Pacific out of the timeout. Right now, Tyler Harris is standing at the free throw line. I thought it was Sam Holmes that was fouled. And I think that's the discussion. Holmes trying to walk to the free throw line. And Jeremiah Barnes, assistant coach, arguing that should be the case. Sam Holmes was clearly the one that was fouled, and he knows it. He keeps trying to walk to the free throw line, but Tyler Harris not moving anywhere. Holmes
sort it out.
Holmes is a significantly worse free throw shooter than Tyler Harris. Harris 88%, Holmes 46%, and now they get Holmes to the stripe for the free throws. Holmes 12 of 26 from the stripe. Harris 22 of 25 from the stripe on the season. And here comes the front end of the 1-and-1 by Sam Holmes. And it dies on the back iron and somehow falls in. He's got a 1, and he'll have one more, 30-23. Second free throw, he makes them both. He's got 2. Dixie State lead trimmed to 6, 30-24. Quincy Matthews the other way, and he's fouled.
Quincy looks real active tonight. Dub looks real active. Wade Miller's coming off the bench. That bench play of Julian Decree, I mean, I really like what I'm seeing out of the bench tonight. And, you got a little run here by FPU to cut it down to 6. But Dixie State looking to continue to get up the court quickly and take advantage of their speed.
2 free throws for Quincy Matthews, 54% free throw shooter this season. First one on the way, and he rattles it home. And you talk about the bench, but they've been big. And guys like Quincy, we talked about already, Quincy Matthews, Daylor Youngblood, Julian Decree, Dub Price. We've been talking about them all year. But in that 4-game Bay Area trip, it was the same thing we're seeing here. They brought a lot of energy off the bench and a lot of points and did a lot of great things.
Juddy even alluded to it. You're out there for a little over a week, and you got to play 4 games, and you try to rest people because you got the stretch run ahead. And you look at Simister and Trevor Hill, they're both playing like 31, 32 minutes a game.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's important.
Quincy makes both free throws, 32-24. Trailblazer lead, 3:25 to go. FPU the other way, and Tunez into the left corner. Harris for 3, and he knocks down his second 3 of the game. And immediately, Coach Judkins not happy, calls for a timeout.
Well, he only averages 6.2 points a game, but he's came in and really got them going from downtown. Couple nice, and he's taking them a couple feet behind the line. He's just ready as a shooter to catch and then fire it. And Juddy wants to talk things over down to just a 5-point lead. You look at a couple of the bench points right now. We've been highlighting that 22-8. Carrick, Dixie State leads in that category, and they're playing unselfish basketball. APU's a team that came in very, very unselfish. They only have 3 assists. Dixie State's got 8 assists. And then the turnovers, 10 for Fresno Pacific and just 3 for Dixie State. So you're starting to see after that slow start, Dixie State get back into some good things in the stat categories.
Timeouts brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Trailblazers leading by 5, 32-27. 3:20 to play in the first half. Heather Nielsen inbound pass to Trevor Hill. Trevor going to sprint it across the timeline, loses, regains, and then loses again. Stolen by Fresno Pacific. Quick pass ahead to Harris. He catches and will miss the layup. Burt rebound for FPU, and he'll lay it up and in. 12 points for Sam Burt, and FPU back within 3, 32-29. 3 minutes to go here in the first.
A little defense leading the offense for the Sunbirds.
And Trevor's foul.
Yeah, almost trying to play aggressive this final stretch, really trying to maybe have a lead on the road here at the Burns Arena. But that time got caught. Nice step through by Trevor Hill to take the contact and go to the line.
Hill back to the line for 2 more free throws. He's 2 of 5 from the stripe today.
Blazers 8 of 12 from the line so far in this game as a team.
Trevor makes the first, hits the front iron, rolls around, and falls through. Trevor absorbed a ton of contact before that foul was called. And when the foul was finally called, there was some hearty applause from the Dixie State bench. Dixie State leads by 4, 33-29. Second free throw rims out. Looked like the first one, but it didn't stay down. FPU the rebound. 2:54 to go until halftime. Dixie State will look for a stop. Try to get back on the offensive end and extend the lead. A.J. Kirby. Right side, and Sam Burt. Through all the substitutions Fresno Pacific has made, Sam Burt has been the one constant on the floor through the first 20 minutes of basketball. 7 to shoot. Sam Holmes catches right wing, guarded by Trevor. Kicks to Tyler Harris, way deep 3. Straight away as the shot clock was expiring. No, Dixie State the rebound, and a foul going to be called against the Trailblazers. Is it going to be Julian Decree? He looks kind of frustrated. No, it's going to be Dub Price.
Yeah, I don't know if Julian's upset because he had the box out and they still got the rebound, or if he committed the foul, but it is going to go on Dub Price. Juddy's getting an explanation from the official. Coach Judkins, veteran, coach. He knows how to, talk civilly and ask what he sees, and maybe next time he'll get a different outcome on the call.
Just the 8th team foul, so just a 1-and-1 for Sam Burt. So if he makes the first, maybe we can take a look at the replay if we have the time. If he misses the first, we'll continue on. First free throw from Burt makes it. He's got 13. Here we go. Comes off the rim, and Doug kind of is under him.
He just undercut him a tiny bit, not a ton, but enough to where you can understand why the whistle was blown. Sometimes you could argue that could be let go, but not that time.
Burt makes both free throws. He's got a game-high 14 points, and FPU within 2. 33-31, and full court pressure again, which has been successful for the Sunbirds. Quincy Matthews, right wing for the Trailblazers. Now center of the floor, Trevor Hill standing in the D logo. He'll call out the play with 15 to shoot. Passes to Quincy, right back to Trevor. Kicks to the left corner. Kyler Nielsen, 3, too strong. Julian Decree, offensive rebound. He's fouled on the putback. 2 free throws coming for Julian.
Well, you're seeing a zone there, so how do you get him out of the zone? You either got to drive and kick, or you got to get to the middle of the floor, or you got to shoot him out of that zone. And Kyler Nielsen got an open look, missed it, but there's Decree cleaning up on the glass. A little Windex, and see if he can go to the line and knock a couple down.
33-31, Trailblazers on top by 2. Decree trying to extend the lead. First free throw, no. Rolls around and falls off. Dixie State, 9 of 15 from the stripe in the first half. You like the number of free throw attempts, but a couple of misses in their last few trips to the stripe. Second one here is good. Rolls around and falls in for Decree. He's got 4. Dixie State lead is 3, 34-31. 2 minutes to go. Holmes, a little out of control. Dribbles over to the left side, gives to Harris. Back to Holmes, fires for 3 straight away, and the lefty knocks it in.
Wow. Quick release. Look a little Chris Mullen-esque, Carrick. I mean.
And now Quincy Matthews calls for an offensive foul on the other end. Kind of extended the arm a little bit and ran over Holmes. Holmes sold the call, and Quincy will pick up the foul.
Q, does he extend the arm? Ooh. Was there enough contact? A little bit of a sell job. I can understand why Q didn't feel like he committed the foul in that situation.
I'm telling you, from this angle, it looked like he did. But that replay, he did what he had to keep the arm next to him. Game tied at 34, and FPU, after trailing by double digits in this half, can retake the lead with 1:30 to go. Game of runs. Harris is fouled by Quincy, and Q will pick up 2 quick fouls, and Harris will go to the line for free throws. Wade Miller up off the bench.
Interesting statistics so far in this first half. FPU on their scoring plays, they're scoring an average of 17 seconds. Dixie State, because they've been able to get in some transition situations, get some open lanes, only 13 seconds. That's a really low number for Dixie State. More of a half-court team in some certain matchups, depending on the opponent. But they've wanted to get that defense out there, lead to some offense. You see the little foul bump there again.
Harris makes the first free throw, and just like that, Fresno Pacific is on top, 35-34. It was a 30-19 Dixie State lead.
Yep.
And just like that, Harris makes both free throws, and it's a 36-34 FPU lead. Can Dixie State retake the lead before halftime? Nielsen is fouled, and he'll go to the stripe. FPU adamant and going to stick with the full court pressure, trying to harass Dixie State, get them out of their comfort zone. A.J. Kirby called for the foul, his second. Kyler to the free throw line.
You know that Coach Bergegard is very much aware that Brandon Simpson has not played in this game so far, so he's going to put a little pressure on the ball handling without the senior starting point guard. I'd do the same thing. It's smart tactics.
Kyler, first free throw, he missed it.
And yet you look at the turnovers, and Dixie State has done a good job for the most part in that department. They have 5 now. That's a good number in one half of basketball with just 1:18 left on the clock.
Dixie State 10 of 17 from the stripe. Kyler second, good. He's got 3. Dixie State within 1, 36-35, 1:18 to go until the break.
Yeah, Kyler, a little bit of a slow start tonight. He's averaging right at almost 9 points a game. He's actually the 3rd leading scorer on this Dixie State team so far this year.
Trailblazers go full court pressure as well, but Fresno Pacific able to dribble out of it. They'll give to Antunes. 15 seconds to go. Hand off to Harris. Harris to Holmes. Holmes to the near side, and A.J. Kirby, and a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Is it Wade Miller? And then they're going to say Dupree. Dupree picked up the foul, his first. Austin Montgomery off the bench. He will check back in. And Tyler Harris back to the line for 2 more free throws.
High above the glass. We got our aerial camera replay there. Hard to see it from that angle, though, but a lot of times there'll be some fun looks we get from that CEC TV. They got perched atop the standard here at the Burns Arena.
Harris misses the first free throw. Remains a 1-point lead.
Julian Decree getting some fives as he goes to get a drink. Working hard out there. I love the energy Decree brought.
Harris misses both. Wade Miller the rebound. Not going to see that very often from Harris. Trevor the other way. It's inside, leaves for Austin Montgomery. He missed. Hits the deck. Rebound to Fresno Pacific with 48 seconds remaining and a 36-35 FPU lead. Harris was looking over to Coach Haydock. Like maybe they were going to take a timeout, but Coach says no, play on. Harris has not given up the ball, now gives it Antunes with 5 to shoot. At the free throw line, kicking back to Harris, right wing, back to Antunes with 1. Deep 3 straight away, air ball, and it'll be a shot clock violation.
A great job. Juddy loves it when his guys get that shot clock violation. That time, it looked like Sam Burt and Montgomery a little tangled up, but before that, he clearly had that ball, high in the air as time was expiring. That's a right call in that situation.
They'll put 21.7 seconds on the clock either way. Shot clock is off. Dixie State can play for 1. Trevor will hold, and it's going to walk it across the timeline. Got to get it across before the 10-second count. And he used all 10 seconds of that. Here we go, 10 seconds remaining. Trevor to the left wing. To Kyler with 8. Kyler to the right wing, inside Austin Montgomery. It's tipped out of his hands. Dub Price comes down with it. It's stripped out of his hands. No foul called. Dub Price going to get a steal and score. No, they're going to say the buzzer came first.
Did one official have a foul? Dub wanted the foul. There was no foul called.
Austin Montgomery is absolutely bewildered that there was no foul called on his shot attempt. And Fresno Pacific is going to take a 36-35 lead. Referee looks over to Coach Judkins and said he got all ball.
Hey, that's a good first half for Dixie State, considering you don't have Brandon Simister, but you had a lead and you couldn't really hold on to it. That last push there, about the 6-minute mark down, FPU just chipping away, and here they are on the road, just 3 conference wins. They got the 1-point edge. Adjustment time for the Trailblazers. Nobody does it better than John Judkins.
Dixie State trailing 36-35 at the break. Let's step away and take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, the Info West halftime report. We'll break down the first half. We'll also give you some Hearst Hardware Pac West updates and take a look around NBA and college basketball as well. Dixie State trailing 36-35, 3-minute timeout, back to the Burns on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
So I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden teak holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Yes, at the half, 36-35, and it's the visiting team, Fresno Pacific, with the 1-point advantage. And inside the halftime report, brought to you by the Internet people at InfoWest. We'll get you a complete rundown of the box score, supplemental stats. We'll get you some highlights as well, all coming up. And again, Dixie State led by Wade Miller, and the bench played terrific in half number one. Bench points 23 in total, a really good number there. That'll make Coach Judkins happy, considering Brandon Simister is a by emergency only situation tonight. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to Coach Judkins earlier today, and he said it's kind of funny. Brandon got his tooth knocked out on the road trip, and he was saying, I would have rather had, you know, bloody nose or broken nose or something else happen to me. And then next game out, Dominican, he ends up getting the broken nose. It's been a little rough stretch for Brandon Simister.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes, exactly. That's what the words John Judkins used precisely. But the good news is it's not season ending. He's going to be okay. They're just giving him a little time. And, you know, he's played a lot of minutes this season, so don't want him to take a shot to the nose and re-break that or anything, even though they have a splint and a mask and everything ready to go for tonight if they needed him to go.
Yeah, like you said, emergency situation only for Brandon tonight. I mean, you've got a big monumental trip coming up to Hawaii next week with games at Chaminade and Hawaii Pacific, both teams that are going to be very, very hard to beat on the road. In fact, you look at that trip and you want to win both, but I think if you split that trip, I think you're okay with that, and then come home and you know that you don't have any room for error the rest of the way. You want both, but it's going to be a big trip, so whatever you got to do to give Brandon some time off, kind of let that heal up a little bit, and then bring him back out for the stretch run. But like I said, if it gets to a point where Coach Judkins feels like he needs him, he may reach to his back pocket and pull Brandon out tonight. But Dixie State, I think, is playing well enough that they can do it. I think they eased off the gas a little bit after they overcame that 10-0 deficit to take a 30-19 lead. And then next thing you know, they only score 5 points over the last 3 or 4 minutes of the half. It's kind of that same thing that's happened over the last, over parts of the season where they just kind of have trouble closing out halves sometimes, but I think they'll be okay. Coach will get into them a little bit in the locker room, and they'll turn things around in the second half.
Yeah, Juddy always has something up his sleeve in the adjustment department. I always ask him, what do you say? Because I've seen it time and time again here over the years. He'll come out and the team will look just on point, and they'll go on to win a game. And Johnny, what'd you say to the guys tonight this time that was different than before? Because every time you come up with some magical speech, it just seems to work. And sometimes he gives a little insight. Sometimes he's like, I can't tell you that. Let's look at the stats in the first half. Trailblazers, 11 of 31 from the floor, 35%. Only 2 of 10 from downtown. 20% there, 11 to 18, just 61% there. So certainly a lot of room to improve the numbers at home in half number two. Again, you do lose the three-point shooting of Brandon Simister. You do maybe get an upgrade in length and size with Daylor Youngblood, who got the start, but Daylor didn't even shoot in the first half. He did have 3 assists and 2 steals. Shooting numbers for Fresno Pacific, they go 11 of 30. They go 36.7%, 3 of 14. They were 0 for 10 before they finally made their first 3, but down the stretch, big reason why they have the 1-point lead at the half is because they did get a couple late to fall, and then they were a little bit better than the Trailblazers at the line, even though they got there 3 less times. They were 73%, 11 of 15 from the free throw line. Individual numbers in the first half, 14 points for Sam Burt. I think probably Julian Decree did the best job on him. Although we didn't see Isaiah Clark from the first stretch. The entire rest of the half went to Montgomery, went to Decree, then went back to Montgomery. So it'll be really interesting to see the rotation in the second half because he had 14 points and 7 rebounds, which is right at his average in that department. And then 8 points for Tyler Harris, and 5 points for Sam Holmes. Elijah Hill chipped in 7 as well. Leaders for Dixie State, 9 points for Wade Miller, 7 for Trevor Hill on 2 of 9 shooting. Did get to the line, but only went 3 of 7 from the free throw line. And then you got a lot of guys chipping in. Dub Price 6, Quincy Matthews 4, Kyler Nelson 3, Zach Hunter kind of quiet, just 1 shot, 2 points on 2 free throws. Didn't make a bucket from the field. Fast break points advantage Dixie State 6-4. Points in the paint advantage Dixie State 18-12. Again, only 5 turnovers for Dixie State, 11 for FPU. But 28-17, that's the big thing. Juddy is going to circle star and then rip and throw away. Big deficit in the rebounding department. FPU has been more active on the glass.
Basketball's a game of runs. I mean, FPU opened with a 10-0 run. Dixie State used 2 different 11-0 runs to build a 30-19 lead. And then over the final 3:33 of the first half, it was Fresno Pacific a 17-5 run to retake the lead at 36-35. I think we've got some first half highlights. We're going to take a look at those before we run back to break. Trevor got his own rebound and score. That was Dixie State's first basket of the game after trailing 10-0.
Yeah, it took a while to get going. Trevor had 3 rebounds. That was one of them. There's a big shot right there by Wade Miller. He came off the bench. Dub Price came in, missed one, but Wade Miller with the and one got fouled, went to the free throw line, made it. Again, he's got a team-high 9. Quincy Matthews came in. He had a nice lefty leaner there going away from his body. And more at Dub Price. What a beautiful find. There's a sequence here where they were getting out running.
Dub scored, I believe, on 3 consecutive possessions in fast breaks in those situations. There was the second one inside to Dub. He scored 6 straight points for the Trailblazers in that stretch. And then it was Wade Miller again, his second team Diallo 3 of the night. And at that point, Dixie State was rolling, and they would build a 30-19 lead. Trevor getting inside the and one for Trevor Hill as well, and Dixie State was finally off to the races offensively.
Trevor, though, so unselfish. Nice helper there. 7 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds for Trevor Hill in 17 minutes. And there's Julian Decree getting the ball, ripping it away. He was really strong with the ball. We saw the hustle play down on the court. I think we'll probably see some more extended minutes from Decree in half number 2, especially with the deficit in the rebounding.
Very interesting second half on tap for you. This was Findlay Subaru stats for you. And now let's step away. Let's take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up the InfoWest halftime report with some Hearst Days Hardware Pac West score and taking a look around the rest of the country, NBA scores, college basketball scores as well. 36-35, Fresno Pacific, a 1-point lead. It's the InfoWest halftime report. 60-second break and right back to the Trailblazer Basketball Network. Welcome back inside the Burns Arena. Dixie State trailing 36-35 out of the break. Getting some word. Wade Miller going to start in place of Daylor Youngblood in the second half. We'll have all those lineups for you here in just a moment. Time now for your Hearst Days Hardware Pac West scoreboard update. The only game tonight is the Dixie State Fresno Pacific game. There were 3 games last night. Point Loma going to Honolulu, getting a big 71-67 win over Chaminade Biola, a 68-67 thriller over Holy Names in Oakland. And then California Baptist, 84-74 over Azusa Pacific, taking the season series from the Cougars. And Cal Baptist now in prime position. And if Dixie State slips up, they're back in the first place tie after beating Azusa Pacific last night. That is all the Pac-West scores for you. What do we have nationally? NBA college basketball, Devin.
Well, we came on right as the Jazz game was ending on 97.7 ESPN, and it was the Jazz on this little 3-game road trip going 2-1. They lost in Atlanta, but then won in overtime against Detroit the other night. And then tonight, 97-93, beating the Toronto Raptors. Raptors have the second best record in the East behind just the Boston Celtics as it stands right now. Kyle Lowry did not have a good performance. 0-6 from downtown, 2 of 14 from the floor, just 5 points. Jazz defensively, all of a sudden, last couple nights have started to get them chemistry back with Rudy Gobert. Speaking of Gobert, 18 points, 15 rips for the Stifle Tower. Donovan Mitchell, a little bit of a snub in not getting to the dunk contest. I felt like 9 of 20, including 4 of 7 from downtown. He had 24 points. Jazz win. You had Cleveland hanging on to beat Indiana 115-108. Clippers on the road winning over Memphis by 9. LA goes to Chicago, gets a 5-point victory. Milwaukee all over Brooklyn, 116-91. Houston falls to the Pelicans, but it's feared Boogie Cousins has an Achilles injury, and it's appeared to be serious as they beat Houston tonight at home by 2. And Philadelphia all over San Antonio. Popovich is steaming still, 97-78. News out of San Antonio is that Pop and Kawhi not getting along, and Kawhi is actually unhappy and might want to be traded. Obviously, wanting to be traded and being traded, two different things.
How does he feel about Salt Lake City?
Yeah, right. Portland beat Dallas. Charlotte beat Atlanta, and New York and Phoenix, the only game still playing in the NBA tonight. And the Knicks in the land of the sun leading by 21, start of the fourth quarter.
That is your InfoWest halftime report, wrapping things up with the First Days Hardware Pac-West scoreboard and taking a look at NBA and college basketball as well. We're going to jump right into the start of the second half. Dixie State second half starters, Kyler Nielsen, Trevor Hill, Zach Hunter, Isaiah Clark, and Wade Miller instead of Daylor Youngblood. Trailblazers will flip sides, moving left to right now across your radio dial in half number 2 with first possession of the half. Trevor will set the offense up on this first possession of the second frame. Bounces to Zach Hunter, right elbow, back to Trevor. They leave him open right wing. Doesn't take the 3. Instead, gives to a cutting Kyler Nielsen. Kicks back out to Trevor. And he'll reset, 10 to shoot. Trevor will leave for Zach Hunter. Mid-post right side, double team. Stripped out of his hands. He loses it. Did it? No, it did not. For a second, it looked like it might have gone off of Zach's leg. But Dixie State will maintain the possession, 6 to shoot.
Good job on that double team quickly coming and forced Hunter nearly into a mistake. Fortunate Trailblazers have it back.
Trevor threads the needle, a pass through the paint to Wade Miller. His shot is no good. Fresno Pacific the rebound. Antunes into the left corner, Strawn. Back out to the freshman Antunes. They will reset. Antunes dribbles all the way to the baseline left side, passes the inline to the right corner to Elijah Hill. Hill, skip pass stolen by Wade Miller, was looking for Antunes. But Wade jumped in front of it, and here come the Trailblazers. 36-35, 1-point lead for Fresno Pacific. Both teams go empty on their first possession of the second half. Trevor, baseline, stepped out of bounds. Thought about driving through the paint, then went back right and stepped out of bounds.
Pretty good defense again on that baseline, and Trevor was trying to find a crease where he could slip it to Isaiah Clark, and in the meantime, you're right, that's exactly what happened, stepped out.
Inbound pass tipped by Trevor Hill. And out of bounds, Fresno Pacific will maintain the possession.
Interesting that Brandon Simister didn't have the mask on the entire first half. He's got the mask on right now. That's probably a signal that, hey, coach,
be ready.
I can go.
And coach probably telling him, if I need you, I'm going to go to you. 18:48 to go. Dixie State trailing by 1, 36-35. Christensen will hand off to Elijah Hill, 10 to shoot. Whipping it back to Christensen. One more pass to Strawn, right corner 3, too strong. Trevor goes way up and gets the rebound. Here comes Dixie State. Trevor will leave it short, regains, and scores on the second opportunity.
You just got enough of that tip up and in. Really couldn't follow through or flip it, but able to kind of bat it up in the air and get the friendly bounce off the window and then down off the rim. 2 bounces and through.
Dixie State a 1-point lead, 37-36. 18-12 to play. A whistle and a foul. Is it Trevor Hill or is it Trevor? And all Trevor can do is smile and just try to laugh it off.
Well, Antonez was there to set the screen. Trevor, was starting to go around it and then kind of got a little piece. I didn't really catch it to see if that's the right call or not. Trev didn't like it, though. And he'll stay with the Sunbirds.
18-11 to play in the second. Dixie State, a 1-point lead, 37-36. Elijah Hill holding left wing. Skip pass to the right side and Christensen. Christensen into the lane. Kicks to Burt, reverse, left to right, shot blocked by Isaiah Clark, and then Burt fouls Clark after Isaiah comes down with it.
Yeah, I think really they got tangled up there, and Burt was still reaching in, so it looked worse than what he probably did. He was not trying to foul in that situation. But a good rebound and good defense by Isaiah Clark. You see, he gets stuck underneath because Clark goes straight up, and then his arm gets tangled up there, and that's what they called. Good call by the officials.
17:55 to go in the second. Dixie State trying to build on a 37-36 lead. And Trevor will hold D-Logo straight away. Trevor kicks to the right corner. Wade Miller three on the way. Bang! Just like the first half, Wade hits another Team D Auto three.
Well, and Juddy feeling like he needed more offense to start the second half, so he puts Wade Miller in lieu of Daylor Youngblood and let Trevor Hill run the point. Now Juddy wants the bench to get this crowd going. This crowd has not been consistently into this game all night long.
Bounce inside to Burt, and a touch foul going to be called against Zach Hunter. Not a lot there, little bit of contact. And that will be Zach's second, also the second team foul against Dixie State here in the second half.
Well, you want to make sure that you're not giving them easy low block position. And every once in a while, you're okay picking up that foul as long as you're fighting for position down there.
And Toby Christensen left wide open. He'll catch the inbound pass and score under the basket. His first bucket, 40-38, Dixie State leading it. Trevor Hill, same thing on the other end, passes inside to Kyler Nielsen, and he'll score. He's got 5, 42-38, Dixie State by 4.
Trev now with 5 assists in the game.
Inside to Burt, working on Clark, gets trapped well below the basket, but still gets that back out and scores.
Sam Burt is having a night, folks. That was an all-muscle flex the guns, Mr. Burt. Beautiful play over the shot block, the attempt. That was well defended, Carrick.
16 points for Sam Burt to trim the lead back to 2. 42-40, 16-40 to go in the second. Zach Hunter for 3, and that's Wade Miller. I saw 4. My view was blocked. I saw 4. Thought it was Zach. It's Wade Miller. He buries it. Wade's got a 15. It's a new career high for Wade Miller.
Yeah, he's been on fire. Microwave from outside. Wade Miller having fun in the Burns Arena this evening. Keep feeding him.
Zach Hunter a steal, then loses. Kyler will dive on it and call a timeout. Dixie State's got it with a 45-40 lead, 16-16 to go. They're going to stretch it to a full timeout on the first coach's call timeout of the second half. Again, Dixie State a 45, Fresno Pacific 40, 16-16 to go, and Wade Miller is feeling it from the outside. He has hit 4 Team D Auto threes tonight. 60-second timeout back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
16-16 to play. Dixie State a 45-40 lead. How about Wade Miller? Had not hit a 3 since the Biola game on January 3rd here in this building. In fact, there was multiple times during the trip But he said to us, I'm not sure I know what it feels like to have the ball go through the bucket again. He had a ton of them that were in and out. He's got 4 Team Diato three-point shots tonight.
Yeah, Wade Miller thinks he's Reggie Miller tonight. I love it. Keep it going.
And pass to Isaiah Clark. He'll float with the left and score. 2 points for Isaiah. 47-40 Dixie State lead. 16 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah, they need more production from the post. That's huge.
And Tunez whipping a pass inside to Burt. Great look, and Burt will score at the bucket. He's got 18. And a 47-42 Dixie State lead. Trevor quickly the other way. Then he is fouled.
If Burt had a turn and face 15-foot jumper and extended out to the three-point shot, this kid is uber athletic. He moves well without the ball. Clearly the best option for FPU. Sam Burt putting them on his back, trying to keep this thing interesting here at the Burns Arena.
Will bring us to the under 16 media timeout. 15:37 to go. Dixie State at 47. Fresno Pacific at 42. 60 seconds. Check that. Let's just make it a 30. Don't want to miss any of the action. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this. I need a one dance. And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
15:45 to go in the second. Dixie State a 5-point lead, 47-45. Jake Strawn called for the foul for Fresno Pacific before the timeout, but Dixie State 16 of 38 for the field for the game. 5 of 7, though, here in the second half, 71% from the field in the second half.
Yeah, and brought the energy out, made some adjustments, and Wade Miller put in the microwave. Keep it hot, buddy.
You got to have somebody. It can be a different person every night. Brandon Simister's not out there, so who's your three-point threat tonight? And I think Wade Miller coming into this game knowing that Simister was either going to have limited minutes or wouldn't play at all, thought this is my opportunity to get some looks, and he's taken full advantage of that opportunity tonight.
And now the bench points up to Dixie State plus 16 in that department. 29-13 advantage off the bench.
And that helps every time Wade Miller strokes one from the outside. That bench point total creeps up. 47-42, Dixie State lead. Kyler Nielsen to inbound right in front of the scorer's table. Will toss to Trevor Hill. Del Price up off the bench. He will check in on the next whistle. Trevor to the left side, hands off to Kyler. Kyler back to Zach Hunter, left wing. Zach holding. And to Trevor. Out of Wade, looking inside. Zach catches, moving from left to right. He's fouled. 2 free throws coming for Zach Hunter. The foul will go against Sam Burt, his third.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a concern with Burt picking up his third because he's got 18 points. It's a game high. And now he loses a little bit of his edge, a little bit of his aggressiveness because he knows in his head with 15:25 on the clock, you don't want to get number 4. He's probably going to have to take a seat for a good 3-4 minute stretch at least.
Zach Hunter makes the first Fabulous Freddy's free throw. And Zach with 3 points, all from the free throw line tonight. He's now 3 of 3 from the stripe.
Yeah, Coleman comes in for Burt.
15:25 to go in the second. Hunter makes both free throws.
We got a foul.
And a whistle and a foul. Trevor Hill going to be fouled going for what would have been a potential rebound.
I don't think half the Dixie State team knows it's going to be against FPU.
4 points for Zach Hunter. We get another look at it here. Trevor spun out of that thing, and he was held up by Amonde Coleman. His second, Dixie State going to get the ball back.
Yeah, they
How
were
about that?
Locked up there, and I don't know if he hooked them or what, but clear.
Yeah, Trevor spun out of it on that right block, and Coleman, we're going to see it again.
He's on your left hand of your screen from the angle above.
He grabbed him right around the neck. Great look.
Pulled him down.
By our CEC TV
I told
crew.
you that camera angle comes in handy.
Did.
Nice job, guys, in the trot.
Wade Miller catches, three-point land straight away. You kind of feel like with both free throws made and possession, this is a chance to start to extend that lead. Maybe create some separation. Trevor inside off the window, yes.
Hanging and hitting. That's what Trevor Hill does. Athleticism on display. It's so hard to defend one-on-one.
Dixie State a 51-42 lead.
Trev's got his 8th and 9th point of the night after that bucket.
FPU with possession. And Tunes. The right wing, and Christensen dropped his shoulder and ran over Trevor Hill. Trevor starting to be the spark that this Dixie State team needs. Christensen's third foul, fifth against the Sunbirds here in the second.
51-42, momentum shift is on display right now. Trev chest high. Yeah, he sold that, but there was contact, and he did get there quick. The quickness of the feet, when you take that chest high charge square, even though it's out top, the official's going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And it wasn't like Christensen dipped the shoulder or anything.
Quincy Matthews just checked back in. He gets a catch, baseline left side out to Trevor. Thought about a three and says no. Instead, I'll give it to Wade. Misses the three short. Isaiah Clark the rebound. And is this going to be a foul or a jump ball? It's going to be a jump ball. Possession going back to Fresno Pacific. They had to get together and talk about it for a minute. And FPU going to get the ball back.
That's tough because, Clark's got three Sunbirds draped around him, all reaching in. You feel like you're swatting flies on the pasture, and obviously wanted the foul, but jump ball to call.
51-42, Dixie State by 9. 14-19 to go in the second. Quincy Matthews falls down, gets back up. Set the play defense against Elijah Hill. Hill trapped right side, swinging to Christensen. Fakes a three, drives inside, and gets it to go. And no offensive foul. Offensive foul. Dub Price was there to draw the charge. Christensen called for his fourth.
That one.
And I'm not sure about that one.
That one's going to be interesting because I thought maybe he was still moving, sliding into him.
See, they rubbed hip to hip on that.
That was a fortunate call for the Trailblazers, and I don't blame Coach
Haydock.
Yeah, he's not happy.
No. And rightfully so.
I was looking at the wrong. Yes. Coach Haydock. I think I incorrectly called him the women's coach earlier. I was looking at the wrong roster. I apologize.
It's all right. Same school at least.
Yes, indeed.
14:05 to go. Dixie State a 51-42 lead. And with possession. Trevor hands off to Wade Miller, right wing. Wade spinning to the inside and loses.
Now, Bubba's having a great night. He's got 15 points, career high. He's got to stay within the framework of the offense. That last three, Trev got him a good shot. I don't mind that, but that time putting on the dribble, where's he going? Stay within the framework of the offense. Going to make a turnover once in a while.
And Dub Price going to be called for a foul, trying to go for a steal on A.J. Kirby. And Dub's kind of saying, well, what did I do there? And there was some contact. And I think we're probably even after that offensive foul call on the other end. Dub's second. 13 foul against Dixie State here in the second. 13:53 to play. Dixie State a 51-42 lead. Harris pressured by Quincy, but he still gets across the timeline. Bounces inside to Amande Coleman, and Austin Montgomery says, blocks the dunk attempt, and Quincy Matthews gets the rebound and is fouled by Coleman, and here we go, some back and forth between Coleman and Quincy. Dub Price was in there as well, and Dixie State is fired up.
Well, he was fouled. Q was fouled. He was frustrated once he ripped out of there.
Coleman wouldn't let go of him.
But he did bump back, and I think Q might get caught with a foul back the other way. I'm not sure. What a block by Montgomery, though. This all set up that block, and then Q's getting the grab. He's wrapped around. He hit him in the face, and Q kind of realized, hey, get off me, and he kind of realized, I made a mistake, started to walk, and then Coleman, continuation to walk after him after Q kind of shrugged him off there with a little. It wasn't a full extend the arm shove, folks. It was just a little.
I'd love to see that replay, wind it back a little farther so we can see the block.
Yeah, Montgomery meets him at the rim.
Wow, Austin Montgomery. So Coleman's a little frustrated already. Quincy says, get off of me, pushes him off.
Dub went in to separate them quickly like a bullfighter, right? Just get that cowboy away from that bucking bull.
Man, I love Dub Price. He just brings an energy, and he's that guy that's always trying to get the guys fired up. Doesn't matter home or away. In the timeout huddle before the coaches have come over to give them the speech, but Dub's got every single one of his teammates back. Here comes the explanation. So there's going to be a common foul against Amande Coleman. And Quincy's going to get a technical.
Yeah, I thought he might get a little retaliation. You get caught when everything's stopped, and you do give that little shove, and you're frustrated because you knew you were fouled, and you're trying to get out of there, and then even after the whistle blew, I don't think Coleman stopped, and I think that added to the frustration of Quincy Matthews. But you got to keep your head. Obviously, it's a tight game still. Dixie State only up by 9. This game is not on ice, but with 13:39 left in this game, far from over.
I'll say this, I'm a little bit surprised. And they're okay. They are going to give the double tech. For a minute, it seemed like they weren't going to, and that is Coleman's
fourth.
It should just be his fourth.
Coach Hadcock now wants an explanation.
I have, after the double technical, Coleman for 4. You get another look at it there.
Scoreboard has 4.
For a minute, I thought they weren't going to assess the double technical, and I thought that's the right call because you see the push, and then he goes back after him. And for that, you have to give the double technical. And so now the officials having a discussion with both coaches.
You know, in today's NBA, it's probably a personal foul, tempers flare, you separate, you play on.
Yeah.
Although referees in the NBA have been a little bit susceptible to some scrutiny as of late because there's been a lot of technical fouls and ejections and a lot of whining from the players about the way the league is being officiated. I'm not saying this is the NBA, but I'm just saying that, you know, you're used to watching it on the network and on TV, and a lot of times that might go uncalled. But in this instance, I think the officials have got it right. You double T, you try to nip it in the bud. You don't want anything getting out of control in what has been a well-played game so far, for the most part, for both teams.
And that is going to be 5 fouls against Amande Coleman.
And now you got
Sam
3
Burt will
on
check
Burt,
in for him.
and Burt's got 3. He's got to be real careful. We still got 13:39 to go. So he has fouled out of this game.
So my count was wrong. It was Coleman's 5th foul. It's not the first time that's happened. Quincy's going to go down to the other end, and this should just be the 1-1. Nobody's standing with him. It's not a technical free throw for Quincy. The double tech should wipe out any technical free throws. Quincy makes a free throw. I'm a little bit confused because it should have just been
I think they're going to shoot them both. They might shoot them both ends. Quincy takes the second and got the friendly bounce. No, he didn't. It popped back out.
Quincy makes the first, misses the second.
So, you know, that was the true 1-on-1 with the empty lane, Carrick. I'm not sure as well.
But now they're giving him. Oh yeah, now they're giving the technical to Wade Miller. He makes the first. He's got 16. I thought they would maybe just say that the double technicals offset as far as free throws go, and they would line up for the 1-on-1. Wade misses the second.
Now Fresno
and now we're going to come down and shoot technicals on this end. Okay.
Yep. Tyler Harris is going to be at the Fabulous Freddy's free throw line for FPU. They got the curtain out. They got the curtain out with the moon job going from the student body stampede. Oh, the curtain. Didn't phase him that second one. Got it to go. So no damage. Dixie State goes 2 of 4. Could offset him in the beginning anyway. Lead is still 9.
Harris, again, makes both free throws. He's got 10, and it's a 9-point game, 53-44. Fresno Pacific the possession after all of that. 13:38 to go in the second. Holmes, top of the key to Harris. Swinging to Elijah Hill. Hill inside, and he'll get it to go, and I think they're going to get Montgomery for a foul as well.
And it looked like he was really stepping through with the right foot on the left side. Really sneaky move. And got the bump. Montgomery was moving a little bit there. Montgomery didn't like it.
Fresno Pacific refusing to go away.
Well put. Yeah, scrappy performance from them so far, no doubt.
Hill misses the free throw. Trevor will chase down the long rebound. And after that, I would imagine this game probably going to stay a little bit chippy. With 13, a lot of basketball to be played still. A 7-point lead for Dixie State, 53-46. Trevor will bounce into Dub. Dub catches, baseline left side, spins to the baseline. Couldn't get it to go. Harris the rebound. He's clipped on the way back down, falls to the floor, and he is fouled by Austin Montgomery. 2 quick fouls against Austin, and that will be 4 fouls.
Too bad for Dub Price because he actually made the perfect move away from the double team and set himself up with a nice little bunny, and he just couldn't finish. I mean, goes away the double team. He's got 1-on-1, and he just didn't find the right angle off the glass.
13:08 to go in the second. On the floor for Dixie State, Youngblood, Price, Matthews, Decree, Kyler Nielsen. For Fresno Pacific, Holmes, Hill, Kirby, Burt. As Burt drives inside, lays it up, shot blocked by Julian Decree. FPU going to come back down with it, and a foul call. Is it against Dixie State or FPU? I think it's Dixie State. In the melee, it's Taylor Youngblood trying to get to that ball after the block. He picks up his second. It'll be 1-1 for FPU.
I think that's the fifth block of the night defensively. Look at Decree with the offhand, left hand, swatting it, trying to get it to a teammate.
Just
scramble ensued.
Outstretched hands of Dub Price. He just could not get his hands on it. Sam Burt will go to the line for a pair, just a 1-1.
Well, Juddy told me earlier today that he expected a battle. He did not think this was going to be a walk in the park tonight.
Burt makes the first. He's got 19.
He's been great. He's been really putting this team on his back all night long. Had a little bit of help from Elijah Hill and a little bit of help from Tyler Harris, but it's been Burt that's been really the damage guy towards Dixie State.
Burt makes both. He's got 20. 5-point lead, 53-48. Dixie State on top, 12:40 to go. Trailblazers have it. Quincy, right wing, passes out of a double team, and he is fouled. And a foul going to go against Sam Holmes. I think they're going to call this thing pretty tight the rest of the way after things kind of bubbled up in the double technical. And we may see a lot of free throws, both teams in the bonus. With 12:36 to play, Quincy Matthews to the free throw line, makes the front end. He will get one more. As we take another look at it, I'm not so sure. It did not look like much contact there. But
he says he's kind of closing him out. He's bumping up into him, kind of invading the space, kind of a foul call there.
Quincy makes both. He's got 7. Dixie State, 7-point lead, 55-48. 12:30 to go in the last 2 minutes of game time, and taken quite some time. FPU hands off to Elijah Hill. Hill, step back three straight away is short. Offensive rebound, A.J. Kirby kicks it back out to Holmes. Left corner three is good with a foul. Is it Quincy that fouled him?
Yep. Yeah, you're going to call Q there. Little bump late after it left his hand. He's just trying to contest that shot. Just got a little bit too deep. And Coach Judkins was insistent to Q, hey, you got to go straight up. I think that's what he was trying to say. You know, it's a rotation, and he's trying to come over late from his off guy to contest. And really, the foul came after the shot had left his hand. And so often on a 4-point play, you don't see it very often, but usually when you do, it's always the foul comes after the shot leaves the hand, and then you get the rarity if you can hit it from the line.
Holmes, free throw? No. Julian Decree, the rebound. 55-51, Dixie State leading it. 12-12 to play in the second.
Nice Red Rock real estate rebound. Appreciate Red Rock. One of our great sponsors of hoops here on the network.
Wade Miller looking inside for Dub Price. Pass tipped out of bounds. Dixie State will maintain the possession. 12:05 to go in the second. A 4-point, 55-51 Dixie State lead. Assuming in the next whistle we'll have the media timeout. Bounce into Dub Price. Leaves it for Daylor, left corner. Daylor lobbing back to Dub. Baseline left side, back to Wade Miller. Left corner three, bang! Wade Miller, another Team Diauto three. He's got 19 points to lead Dixie State. The Trailblazers lead 58-51.
How do you keep leaving him open? You got to contest everything. Make it tough for him to even catch the ball outside with the night he's having.
Hill, deep two, straight away to answer is short. Daylor Youngblood, the rebound for Dixie State. Pushing it, no, he doesn't get across the timeline yet. He's trapped. Passes the Dub Price. He gets it across. Bouncing into Kyler. Lays it up with the right hand. No, but he's fouled. Free throws coming for Kyler Nielsen.
I like what Daylor Youngblood did. Kept that double team in front of him. Gave it up, and then boom, they attack. And that was a nifty job by Kyler Nielsen. Almost got the and one opportunity.
Foul is the fourth foul against Sam Burt. Dixie State 58, Fresno Pacific 51. 11:27 to play. 60-second timeout back at the Trailblazer Basketball Network. 58-51, Dixie State a 7-point advantage, 11:27 to play. Trailblazers trying to improve to 14-6 overall and 11-2 in Pac West play and hold on to that solo first place spot. Kyler Nielsen at the line for a pair of fabulous Freddy's free throws out of the timeout. Kyler's got 5 points tonight, and he's 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Hey, you can see Coach Judkins is really trying to give some minutes of rest to Trevor Hill.
Yeah.
Not back out there right now with the guys, maybe saving it for one more push if needs be. Obviously, Sam's getting the night off, and Dixie State still in control right now.
Right as you say that, he
never
pops
mind.
off the bench.
It was an extended break. That's why I was wondering. Well, we've known Judd. Sees his minutes played, and he leads the team. In fact, he's one of the leaders in the Pac West in minutes played.
Kyler makes both free throws. 7 points for Kyler on the night. 60-51, Dixie State 9-point lead, 11:25 to play. Tyler Harris falls over with the ball on his way up the floor. No travel called.
They granted the timeout first, I believe.
Granted the timeout. What, he called timeout as he was falling to the floor?
Maybe a verbal.
It's a 30-second timeout, 11:21 to play.
Well, he falls down all by himself. You know, there's nobody around. He just tripped up. And he slid on his back, and the feet came off the floor, which is normally a travel.
The referee came over, and he signaled timeout called by number 10, which would be Sam Holmes, not Tyler Harris. And so, but still, it doesn't take away the fact that he fell to the floor without.
Smart timeout, nonetheless.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't matter who called it. We saved the possession down by 9.
Keep it right here. Remind you that timeouts are brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Get the ultimate rewards checking account, My Style Checking from Mountain America. It features rewards like gift cards, cash back, event tickets, and more. Open your My Style Checking account at your nearest branch or learn more at macu.com. 60-51, Dixie State. A 9-point lead, 11:20 to play in regulation. Harris is going to be bumped by Trevor Hill, and all Trevor can do is just laugh.
Trev's reaction right now is priceless. it's just utter calm disbelief. Did he put 2 hands on him? It's a little poke. Kind of with you. I don't think he touched him, Carrick. But sometimes when you reach, you're going to get that call.
Well, Dixie State coaches were screaming for a 10-second call. The referee calmly walks over and says, hey, the timeout reset the 10-second timer. So that's why that didn't happen. Free throw rims out. Dupree and Christensen are fighting for the rebound on the baseline. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by Christensen. Dixie State will get it back.
Good job, because Dupree was about to go out of bounds. And to get Christensen to touch it last as he was tight walking, trying to stay in bounds. Nice job by the big fella. Christensen's a physical guy. They're going to need him with Coleman now fouled out.
11:08 to play. Trevor will walk it across the timeline. A 9-point lead. Game like this, there's certainly nothing wrong with slowing it down and just taking some time and running the shot clock down under 10 unless you're wide open on every possession.
I think it's still too early to be too conservative, though.
Dub, baseline left side jumper is too strong. Decree tips it. And is he fouled or did he commit a foul? I think he's going to go against Decree.
Bubba just sprained an ankle. Looked like Wade Miller just rolled an ankle. He's not wanting to put any weight as he quickly gets over to the Intermountain Sports Medicine team. Kelby Hoffines, great, terrific trainer, going to take a quick peek.
Saw Kesley Stevenson on the women's team going to do that same thing. Had
at the end of the game.
Couple of big threes down the stretch to help Dixie State win, and then trying to, put a hand up on a three-point attempt at the end of the game. Actually came down on her own teammate's foot, twisted her ankle. Everyone was celebrating the victory. Nobody even saw her until a few seconds later. Christensen makes the front end of the 1-and-1. He's got 3. Dixie State trimmed to 8, 60-52.
There's the rebound to Creed, just trying to tip it around. They say he went over the back there. I didn't see what happened there to Wade Miller.
Christensen makes both. He's got 4. 7-point. Dixie State leads 60-53. 10:45 to go in the first. And your biggest offensive threat tonight anyway, not on the floor anymore. Daylor Youngblood inside to Dupree. spinning to the right, and he'll lay it up. Can't get it to go. Kyler can't get the offensive rebound. FP will come down with it.
That was a $1 million move. He just couldn't get the finish.
Harris steps into a 3 left wing, and it rattles home.
Big bucket there. This is a gaudy road performance so far from this Sunbird team.
60-56, Dixie State a 4-point lead, 10:07 to play. Price will catch in the lane, and he gets it to go. High degree of difficulty. Dub Price with 8. Dixie State back up by 6, 62-56, 9:58 to go.
Dub had those 6 quick points midway through the first half. Hadn't scored since then. Good to get him a bucket back on the board.
Harris bounces to Christensen, left elbow. Christensen leads for Harris. Wrapping it back to Christensen, driving the end line, passing the end line to Antunes. Back to Strong, tip nearly taken away by Trevor. Kicks it to the corner. Christensen tipped out of his hands by Julian Decree, and it goes out of bounds, and that should be a shot clock violation. They're going to put 1 second. This shot clock does not have tenths of a second, but if it did, you'd be looking at like 0.3 tenths of a second on the shot clock. They're going to give him a full second.
Really good job defensively moving the feet by Trevor Hill on Strong, though. Strong only has 2 points in this game.
Antunes to Christensen, left it short. Dub Price the rebound. Pushes to Trevor. Trevor bounces back to Kyler. Great look, and Kyler will lay it up and in with the left hand.
Trevor Hill, another one. That's number 6. He's got 6 rebounds, 6 points, and he's got 11 points. And, you know, kind of getting up there and flirting with the triple-double a little bit. I know he's still got some work to do, but that would be fun on a Friday night.
9 minutes to go. Dixie State by 8, 64-56. Christensen backing in on Decree. Decree knocks it out of his hands and out of bounds. It'll be FPU possession with 9:01 on the game clock. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Zach Hunter will check in.
Right now, Coach Judkins continuing to keep fresh bodies out there. Deep rotation on the bench again tonight. What a block from the backside by Kyler Nelson, but they call a foul maybe on the way down, coming through the body just a little bit. So close to being a terrific stop by the Blazers.
Kyler indeed will pick up the foul. Thanks for covering me on that call. I was looking down at a paper to double check something. Trevor Hill is 1 steal away from matching Ryan Sanchez in the career steals category.
The thief in the night.
Harris makes the front end of the 1-and-1.
Well, we've seen Trevor Hill out
He's got
top.
14. And he's had a couple of shots at some steals tonight. I know Harris misses the second. Trevor the rebound. I know Sports Information Director Steve Johnson's been all over it waiting for that to happen so he can have the PA announcer announce it. Zach Hunter the other way, and he'll lay it up and in. 6 points for Zach, and now whistles after the play. Not sure what's going on. I think
got some blood on the arm.
Got some blood on the arm of Tyler Harris, and so they'll give him 30 seconds to get cleaned up.
It's all over Julian's jersey, too.
Oh, yeah, and it's all over
the backside of his jersey.
And so Julian's going to have to be cleaned up as well.
And
Trevor's.
Everybody's checking their jerseys. It's an elbow cut. These white jerseys, you can't hide that.
And I saw a couple of weeks ago, about a week ago, I think it was Purdue was playing Iowa, and Iowa's big man started bleeding from the nose, and he was trying to hide it from officials. He was wiping it on his hands, reaching under his shorts because it was the white jerseys, and rubbing it. And eventually, play went on for a good full minute.
Catching all of it.
The cameras are catching all of it. The announcers on TV are saying they got to get this kid out of here. He's bleeding on people. And finally, the referees noticed it and got him out of it. It's such an important part of the game.
Well, all you got to do is wrap some tape around it real quick.
Exactly. It's just there for
nose
protection.
Is a little bit more difficult.
You don't want, sharing blood. You just don't want that cross-contamination, and so they're going to get it cleaned up. And we've got 3 Trailblazers over there getting their jerseys treated.
And Quincy's going to have to come back in now. He's got 4 fouls. And Decree, and they want Trev back out there. I think he's really close. Julian's going to have to get his jersey
Here we
worked
go.
on.
So Quincy's going to come back out. The referee says, no, you already made the substitution. 32 staying in. So Quincy will stay in. Trevor Hill will go back to the bench or the scorer's table to check in. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Multiple jerseys stained from one cut. Harris just ran over, got his elbow taped. He was fine.
Yeah. I wonder if he split it open on the court or.
Yeah.
I don't think any Dixie State players bleeding, obviously. It's just one culprit that caused the stoppage.
8:40 to go. Dixie State a 9-point lead, 66-57. Trailblazers were building some momentum. We'll see. Interesting to see if that stoppage helps FPU. Strawn for three, left wing. He hits.
Only a matter of time before the shooter, 41% on the season, knocked down his first three of the night. And that was the most open shot he's had. And he just hasn't had any looks that weren't contested. That one was wide open.
66-60. Dixie State by 6. 8:12 to play. Youngblood leaves for Quincy, left wing. 13 to shoot. Q back to Daylor, right wing. And hesitates and drives inside, lays it up and in. Hesitated and then saw an open lane. Said, all right, you're going to leave me open. I'll lay it in.
Daylor, first points of the night for him. He had a good floor game getting the start tonight. With Simister dinged up a little bit and kind of precautionary with the broken nose.
68-60. Dixie State by 8. 7:48 to go. Kirby drives inside, stops in the paint, bounces to Strawn. Right corner three, and he hits. You see one go through, and you're good to go. Back-to-back threes for Jake Strawn. FPU back to within 5, 68-63, 7:30 to go in regulation.
Yeah, you didn't want to see him get going late.
Zach Hunter, free throw line jumper. Too strong, pretty early in the shot clock. Harris the rebound for FPU. Antunes hesitates, freezes Daylor Youngblood, and then drives inside, lays it in. He's got 4. 68-65. FPU back to within 3, 7:10 to play. Don't go anywhere. We've got a ball game.
You don't see Daylor Youngblood lose his footing like that, get crossed up. Great crossover by Antunes.
Youngblood for 3 straight away. He says, I see your crossover, and I'll one-up you with a 3 straight away. Youngblood with 5. Dixie State leads by 6, 71-65, 6:50 to play.
Be interesting if Juddy wants to go small down the stretch here to make sure and really have the quickness on the court to take away the threes.
Strawn, right wing 3, in and out. That thing was halfway down and popped out. Toby Christensen knocked it out of bounds. Dixie State will get it back. But first, the under 8 media timeout. 6:38 to go. Dixie State 71, Fresno Pacific 65. Let's take a 60-second timeout. Come right back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
.6:38 to play. Dixie State leading it by 6, 71-65. And said it a couple times already tonight. Going to say it again. Basketball is a game of runs. Each team just taking turns. Back and forth we go, and FPU refuses to go away. A 6-point game with 6:38 to go.
Yeah, big reason why. 4 of 7 in the second half from downtown. So 57%. Dixie State shooting pretty good from downtown. They're 80% in the second half. The scoring has really picked up. You know, this game was a 35-36 game at the half, and with 6:38 to go, 71-65. I mean, huge outburst and offensive shooting production from both teams. Wade Miller, 6 of 12. He's got 18 to pace the Trailblazers. Actually, 19 now.
Nielsen holding left corner for Dixie State. Bounces through the legs of Antunes. Dub Price can't get it to go. Kyler tipped to keep the play alive, and Dub is fouled. I thought they might call a travel on him.
That's the
but
hustle.
He's fouled on the way.
That's the hustle of Dub Price. Just no business even getting that ball. Not only does he get it, but he's strong with it, and then gets the foul.
Well, you got to credit Kyler Nielsen for that tip as well to keep that alive, and then Dub sees the loose ball.
But attacks it. He
yeah,
attacks it.
Absolutely.
If Strawn gets that, he's got numbers the other way in a one-on-one situation.
Dub will miss the first free throw. Dixie State now 19 of 29 for the night. Another double-digit miss from the free throw line. Price misses both. Kyler will tip the rebound back across the timeline, and Daylor Youngblood chases it down, and he's fouled. And Strawn can't believe it. Beside himself. Third foul against Strawn. Kyler Nielsen, another tip. And a teammate chasing it down.
Coach having some discussions there. Daylor just kind of fighting there.
50-50 ball. They're both sticking their arms out.
Longer strides for Youngblood.
Yep.
Got there quicker. There was a little hand fighting going on, like a DB and a wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how are you going to call it one way or the other?
Yep.
You got to let him play.
Daylor makes the first. He's got a quick 6 points. He's matched his season high. And he makes both. A new season high mark for Daylor Youngblood. He's got 7. All in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, great point. Way to one-up me.
Closing in on his career high of 12. 6:05 to play in the second. 73-65. Dixie State an 8-point lead.
Still doesn't feel like it's enough if this three-point shot keeps falling for the Sunbirds.
Christensen pass inside to Hill. Leans and can't hit. And are they calling a block on Zach?
Yep.
Blocking foul against Zach Hunter, his third.
Hard to tell from our angle if he was moving just a little bit or if he was in the restricted area.
Yeah, could have been. He was pretty deep. We'll get a good look at it here. He's not in the
outside of it.
restricted area.
He's outside of it.
Outside of it.
It said he was moving.
10 points for Elijah Hill. He makes the first free throw. As we've said, toughest call in basketball, that charge block call. It's a bang-bang decision every time. You just have to make a call and go with it.
Yeah, try to get it more right than wrong as an official.
Hill makes both. He's got 11. 5:53 to go.
The Stampede pulled a hula dancer out behind the curtain that time. It didn't work.
Didn't work. 6-point lead for Dixie State, 73-67. 5:40 to go in regulation. Trevor to Daylor Youngblood. Daylor leaves for Kyler. Kyler to Trevor. He'll take a team D out of 3 left wing. Missed everything. Dub Price offensive rebound. He'll score on the putback.
Dub's had a nice night tonight. Just going about his business like he always does. Right place, right time, and then power move to finish with the right hand with the right side.
10 points for Dub Price. Sam Bird reverse from left to right, and he scores.
Pretty little stop
Jump
and then
stop.
dribble before he traveled. That was a sensational move by Mr. Burt.
75-69. Dixie State by 6. Trevor to Daylor. How about another 3? Too strong. Zach Hunter. No. Dub Price offensive rebound. Can't score. Ball tipped around. FPU the rebound. Antunes. For Strawn, right wing. Top of the key, Hill. Jab step. Drives to the left. Spinning back right. Up and under. Lays it in. Another good move for FPU. And Coach Haydock wants timeout. Hill with 13. And FPU will not go away. 75-71. Dixie State a 4-point lead. It'll be a 30-second timeout. So let's take it. 4:46 to play. 30-second timeout. Right back at the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where young and old make connections. Where kids feel like grown-ups. And grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
.446 to play. Welcome back inside the broadcast. Carrick Segmiller, Devin Dixon with you. Trailblazers lead at 75-71. And Fresno Pacific hanging around.
Yes, they are. That might be an understatement. They're trying to win this game.
Kyler Nielsen for 3 left wing. No. Big offensive rebound for Trevor Hill. He'll bring it back out casually and say, we're just going to reset this thing.
That's his 8th rebound. He's 3 assists and 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double tonight, Carrick. Something I don't think he's done in his career here.
Youngblood gets inside, and he'll lay it up and in. He's got 9. Dixie State by 6, 77-61. Triple-double watch for Trevor. Elijah Hill swings to Burt. Now to Antunes. And Tunez spinning to the right, hangs, can't hit in the lane. Dub Price the rebound, hand off to Trevor. Here we go, start working on it. Find some assists here.
Well, he's running the point. Him and Daler are kind of interchangeable in this smaller lineup for Coach Judkins. They have Zach Hunter and Dub Price at the 4 and the 5 right now.
Youngblood to Kyler Nielsen to Zach Hunter. Back around the wing. Daler Youngblood backs it out, 10 to shoot. Inside to Trevor. Trevor leaves for Daler. 3-ball straight away. Missed it. Dub Price trying to chase down the rebound. He knocks it off of, who is that? Jake Strawn in the corner. Dixie State will have the possession back.
Another hustle play by Dub. Dub Price just brings the energy every time. Sometimes he can get in trouble with the fouls and stuff because he's a little bit of a bull in a china closet, but he always gives you 110%, and that's why Juddy gives him extended minutes in crunch time.
3:29 to play. Dixie State 77, Fresno Pacific 71. 60-second timeout and back on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
Retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. And I appreciated it very much, the attention that was given. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
3:29 to play. Dixie State leading at 77-71. We are officially on triple-double watch. Dixie State has never had a player finish with a triple-double in the D2 era. And Trevor Hill has 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Yeah, and if there's one guy in his senior season you just root for to get that, it'd be Trev. Man, he's capable of it.
Question is, 3:25 remaining, is it enough time? Wade Miller will pass inside to Zach Hunter. He's fouled. 2 free throws coming for Zach. And Elijah Hill will pick up the foul, his 4th.
Yeah, keep going inside. And then they keep going inside, kicking back out. We've seen Daler with some outside shots here down the stretch. Dixie State playing. They're versatile, Carrick. They can play different tempos. They can play inside. They can go small like we're seeing right here. You don't have a true 5 on the court for Coach Judkins. It's been that way the last couple minutes.
Zach makes the first. Fabulous Freddy's free throw. Dixie State by 7, 78-71. 3:23 to go. Hunter, one more free throw. He splashes it home. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
And you like that adjustment by Coach Judkins. Sam Burt's your tallest guy on the team, 6'7". So Hunter and Trevor, Dub Price, all match up still fine with that size.
Strawn for 3, right wing. No. Offensive rebound, Hill. FPU will reset. Hill, 3-point land straight away. To the left side, and Tunez bouncing into Burt. Working on Dub Price. Getting in the lane, no. Wade Miller, the rebound, hands off to Trevor Hill.
Ooh, Burt got a good look because the double came too late and was able to go to a little baby hook. I think he just rushed it and missed it wide right.
Wade Miller made a good pass and got a big rebound. Still limping a little bit from that injury earlier in the game.
Yeah,
Trevor bouncing to
think
Wade for 3, left wing. Bang! There's one of the assists.
Nothing wrong with the shot, though. The ankle might have got rolled, but the shot's still hot. He's got 22.
22 points. Trevor Hill, 9 assists, 11 points, 8 rebounds. And Tunez to Hill for 3, left wing, and he splashes it home. 16 points for Elijah Hill.
Big shot there. You kind of felt that getting away again, and then FPU gets a big 3 to drop from Hill, and now it's back to a 8-point lead. And Dixie State going to talk things over.
82-74, Dixie State by 8. One team sitting on the bench, the other not. So let's just keep it right here. Timeout's brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union. Trailblazers an 8-point lead, trying to close out their 14th win of the season and trying to improve to 11-2 in Pac-West play. A quick look at your Pac-West standings. Dixie State, as of right now, standing alone, 10-2. They win this game, they move to 11-2. Azusa Pacific, 10-3. They still are technically in solo possession of second place because of percentage points. Cal Baptist is 8-3. They haven't played as many games. In fact, they have a game they have to make up against Hawaii Hilo. They went down to Hawaii, first conference trip of the year. And Hawaii, they had a ton of rain and just bad weather, and Hawaii Hilo's gym was leaking and unplayable. Didn't play against Hilo, lost to Chaminade on that trip, so they still got a couple games to make up. And California Baptist in third at 8-3, Point Loma fourth at 9-4.
If you're going to have a situation where you can't play a game, you may as well have an off day in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, really works out for their advantage, too, because they get to play the game at home. They're not even going to play a neutral site game. They're going to play it at home. CBU gets an extra home conference game out of it. 2:18 to play. Dixie State an 8-point lead, 82-74. Nielsen running the inline. Hands off to Trevor. Trevor whips to Kyler Nielsen. Nielsen across the timeline. Trapped inside to Dump Price. One dribble. His shot is blocked from behind and out of bounds. And it will stay right here with Dixie State. Got to give props to that cameraman underneath the basket because he took one right in the stomach on that block. Hung in there, make sure he got the shot. Trevor's pass knocked out of bounds. 2:08 to play. Trevor Hill, 11 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds.
Special night.
He will bounce inside. And a shot no good. I couldn't see who shot that.
Kyler Nielsen.
Kyler, thank you. Tyler Harris picks up the foul, his second.
I think Trev knows where he's at, too, because Trev went over and was like, kind of give him a, like, what are you doing? Make that bucket. Obviously got fouled. That makes it a little more difficult to make that shot. Juddy having a conversation with Zach Hunter right in front of us. Free throw doesn't fall.
This is the first mass substitution for FPU. They're going to bring 4 new guys. Strawn, Harris, Hill, Burt, and Christensen. And now I got to backtrack. I think they just were huddling with Coach Haydock. I don't think they brought that many subs in. Nielsen makes the second. He's got 10. 9-point Dixie State lead, 83-74. 2:05 remaining. Strawn catches in the right corner. To Hill. Guarded by Trevor Hill. Pulls up free throw line jumper. Blocked by Trevor. Goes back to Hill. And
rebound.
Gets the shot. Puts it up. And Trevor Hill the rebound. Trevor 1 assist and 1 rebound away from a triple-double with 1:45 to play.
He's only going to have maybe three more possessions.
You got to get the assist on this possession probably. Trevor inside. Off the window and in. He says, no, I'm going to lay it up and in.
You got to take the points when they're there.
Yep. 13 points for Trevor. 85-74, Dixie State by 11. Can you get the rebound on this possession?
He wants to win first and foremost.
Yes. Burt has it stripped out of his hands. Ball is loose. Wade Miller got it. Dixie State a steal.
Did he try to give that rebound away to Trevor there? Zach wide open.
A lob into Zach, and Zach lays it in. He's got 10.
In trouble. They're in trouble. This little run here, they're in big trouble now.
But Trevor Hill did get the rebound on that end.
Casting that 3 quickly. And
Trevor
missing.
needs an assist on this possession, and it will be a triple-double. 50 seconds remaining. Trevor to Kyler. Oh, take the 3.
Trev knows
Kyler.
I think the bench has told him, hey, you need 1 assist.
1 assist for a triple-double for Trevor Hill. Here we go with 5 to shoot. Can they set it up? Trevor inside. He'll lay it up and missed it. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to be FPU possession. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, they looked like they were kind of denying the wings, and so Trev had a lane to the basket, had to try to score it instead. You know, got this win sealed up. I thought maybe he would give it up anyway.
Trevor's going to get a steal, and he commits a foul.
So sneaky. He's going to try to find a way to get it any way he can. I'll stop the clock so we get another possession.
No, it is going to be a steal for Trevor.
They called it on the Sunbirds. So Trevor will have to go to the line.
Miss your own free throw and get a rebound, and you've got a triple-double. Oh, he needs an assist.
He
True.
needs 1 assist.
My fault. My fault. Trevor, first free throw. Misses. He'll have 1 more.
Big performance in the second half. Again, Coach Judkins, no Brandon Simster tonight. Hey, I'll tell you the big difference is the rebounding. Second half, Dixie State was trailing that first half by a wide margin. They were down, 11 rebounds, I believe? They've out-rebounded FPU by 10 now. 10 more than the Sunbirds.
Trevor misses both free throws. Rebound to Fresno Pacific. Shot clock is off. Kirby across the timeline. Hand off to Antunes. Antunes inside to Burt, and he'll miss the dunk. Trevor the rebound, and that's going to do it. Pass ahead to Kyler. Shoot it, Kyler. No, he's not going to do it. Sportsmanship first. Absolutely.
Trevor will take the win. Close, though. Fun to kind of flirt with that triple-double, but the Sunbirds go down. Trailblazers win streak is 8 now. Trevor Hill, the final box, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists.
And he got that steal, so he did tie Ryan Sanchez atop the all-time steals record here at Dixie State. What a night. It was not easy, far from easy, but Dixie State able to get the 87-74 victory to improve to 14-6 overall, 11-2 in Pac West play. Trailblazers win it by 13. Devin, quick hitter thoughts before we run to break.
Bench play again, providing a spark. We saw it in the first half, then we saw different guys get in the second half. Deep team. Coach Judkins has got a lot of trust in every one of his guys. They work so hard in practice, and he can't help but not give them minutes and reward them. I thought Taylor Youngblood was sensational tonight. I thought Dub Price and Wade Miller sensational tonight. Bubba's probably the player of the game, although Trevor might have a little something to say about that. But, everybody to a man came in, did their thing. Nice win at home. You didn't have a lot of home games. You've been on the road for a long time. Nice to come back and get this one before you head out for that 2-game Hawaiian swing. You win 2 in Hawaii, you continue to stay right smack dab in the driver's seat of the Pac West title down the stretch we go into February.
Dixie State, 87-74 winners, and they sit atop the Pac West standings. Trailblazers victorious. Everybody's happy inside the Burns Arena. Let's step away and take the 2-minute post-game timeout. We come back. Johnson Pediatric post-game report right here on the Trailblazer Basketball Network.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation? New York.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Welcome back. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. Blazers get the win, 87-74. Trevor Hill messing around and 1 assist shy of a triple-double, but Coach Judkins and the fellas notch up their 8th straight Pac West victory. Haven't lost in 2018. Wade Miller, sensational tonight. How about this for Wade Miller? 7 of 13, including 6 of 11 from downtown, 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist, and only 2 turnovers. Really good performance off the bench. Bench was a big storyline. Dixie State outscores Fresno Pacific 43-22 to grab the victory. Trailblazers in the second half, they shoot sensational. 44% from the field in the game, but how about 53% in the second half? 50% from downtown. Free throws, they settled in for the game at 63%. Other individual statistics, 10 points for Kyler Nelson on 3 of 7 shooting, 3 rebounds. Zach Hunter, also in double digits, 10 points. It was 5 total Trailblazers in double digits. Kyler, Zach, Trevor, and Dub Price. Dub goes 5 of 12, 10 and 7, as well as 3 assists and 2 steals. Great stat line for Dub Price in this victory. So you had the balanced lineup making up for Brandon Simister not playing. But again, all the guys are talking about that 1 assist shy for Trevor Hill for a triple-double. But Wade Miller is going to get a lot of love from Coach Judkins after this one, as he had 22 and put it in the microwave. Wade Miller looked like Reggie Miller tonight shooting that 3, and they need it because Fresno Pacific, if you joined us late, played a terrific, scrappy, hard-fought game all night long. Fast break points, Dixie State 12-4, outdueled the Sunbirds 21-14 in second chance points. Dixie State had 8 more points off turnovers and won the battle in the paint, even when they went small, which was a lot in that second half, 38-26 in that department. Leading scorer, 22 points for Sam Burt. Played great, 7 of 13 shooting, 8 of 9 from the line, and had 9 rebounds. 16 for Elijah Hill, 14 for Tyler Harris. But at the end of the day, Carrick, because he rejoins us now here in the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show on 97.7 ESPN CEC TV and on YouTube, Dixie State Athletics. Hey, you'll take the 13-point home victory all night long, and now you head to Hawaii 1st of February.
Absolutely. Big-time road trip coming up at Chaminade first on next Thursday, February 1st, and then finishing it out at Hawaii Pacific. And these are 2 teams that are tournament teams in the Pac-West Conference right now. Chaminade 7-4, Hawaii Pacific 5-5. Not quite as good as they were last year. They lost some players, but that will be a tough back end of that Hawaii trip. And Dixie State has its hand full, but right now you like where you're at because you control your own destiny. You like to be in that driver's seat. 11-2 in conference play. The teams behind you have 3 losses. So, maybe if you slip up once, maybe it's okay. You can still share the title down the road. But certainly, you'd love to close this thing out and win it outright. But it'll take a big-time run to continue to do that. But Trailblazers making the first step that way, getting the win tonight, 87-74. You knew it wasn't going to be easy. And, Fresno Pacific threw everything and the kitchen sink at Dixie State. Trailblazers able to weather the storm, and that without Brandon Simister in a game that kind of felt like that Academy of Art game in early December where Brandon had his other injury, the tooth thing, and he didn't play that game either. At first they were a little lost, searching for someone to step up, and then Wade Miller was that guy tonight who finishes with a career-high 22 points. And as we name our Dad's Trucking player of the game here in just a little bit, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you don't give it to the guy that is 1 assist shy of a triple-double, but at the same time, Wade Miller brought a spark to the offense, career-high 22 points, when the offense was stagnant early in the game. So we got some tough decisions ahead.
It would have been fun storyline. It still is, though, that Trevor was 1 assist shy, but you're right. Certainly our port of subs, super sub of the game is Wade Miller. There's no question. And you had 5 guys in double figures, and you had Wade with 22, you had Dub with 10, you had Quincy had 7 off the bench. You had 4 from Decree off the bench. You had 43 bench points tonight, but 22 of those came from your Porta Sub, Super Sub of the game. And now the debate is open for consideration. Maybe we'll let Juddy decide tonight.
Yeah.
I would lean Wade Miller, though.
Yeah. No,
because we almost expect Trevor to have a triple-double somewhere along the way in his senior season here at Dixie State.
Absolutely, and that time running out, but you feel like you almost feel like he's going to get you one before. It's never happened in the Division II era, so we had some fun down the stretch with it. But Trevor Hill could be named the dash trucking player of the game night in and night out. There's no question. Tonight, for me, it's Wade Miller. If I'm having to make a vote, Trevor knows I've got his back. He's, we've covered him since day one when he was a freshman, and he's happy for Wade. And that's just the kind of teammate that he is, and he couldn't care less about who's named our player of the game in our post-game report. But
and how about the ankle? I mean, Wade Miller went out. He had to go get his tape job. He had to get looked at. He was out for like 7-8 minutes, and then down that stretch, he comes in and he hits a couple of them.
A rebound, and he hits some threes. And
yeah, he was sensational.
Yeah, how do you not give it to Wade Miller?
I said in the timeout to you, I'm like, his ankle doesn't look right, but he's checking back in.
Well,
and Kelby Hoffines came over and smiled at him like they surprised a little bit that he may be going in. Like, you're going to test that, okay, but nothing wrong with the shooting stroke.
Yeah, he was limping around the bench, kind of leaning, putting weight on the chairs. And then he goes back in and plays. And, now you don't play again until Thursday, but it's Friday right now. Team will leave on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I will not be making the trip with this team, so I don't think we'll have coverage of those games. We'll link up to some live audio of the Chaminade game. They don't have live video at Chaminade.
You're not going to Hawaii?
I'm not going to Hawaii.
Why?
Did I not tell you that yet?
No.
There's a lot of events going on at home, and we've got softball starting up. Don't have anybody to cover softball, and then football signing day coming up the next week.
Why
just
did you volunteer to me to go? I'm going.
You took my ticket a couple of years ago.
I know. I know. You were having a baby. Your wife was having a baby.
She was.
So that's understandable.
Indeed, she was.
You got to be there for that. You won't live that one down, buddy.
No, absolutely not. But anyway, we'll have the best coverage we can provide for you without actually being there. Follow us on Twitter at Dixie Athletics. We'll have updates all throughout those games. We'll be staying up late to cover the games because they're late times back here, but we'll have those best coverage we can. But most importantly, Dixie State getting the win tonight. Wade Miller, and maybe we should still leave it open and just see what Coach Judkins said. But if it's up to me, Wade Miller gets that Dad's Trucking player of the game tonight. Moving on to some of the others, how about a Les Olson play of the game? Is there one play that is sticking out? We can look at some second half highlights here momentarily. Maybe that can help us pick something out.
There's a lot of exciting plays. In the first half, there was a couple of those Dub Price lands off great bounce passes from Taylor Youngblood. There was some pretty blocks tonight. I mean, you look at the final statistics, and Dixie State, I think, ended up with 6 blocks? Was it 7 blocks? 7 total blocks. That's a high number, 7 blocks tonight. So you can look at the defense, but ultimately I think you got to go with something offensively in a night where you put up 87. Fun one for the crowd Friday night, and hadn't been home for well over a week, and they put on a show tonight, even a little bit shorthanded without Brandon Simister, second leading scorer on the team, leading assist man on the team right there with Trevor Hill neck and neck. Fun one to get in the books, and you'll take them any way you can. And I'm sure that'll make that plane ride out to Hawaii. You don't want to sit in a plane for 5 hours thinking about that first chance to get back out on the court if you had a bad taste in your mouth. And you certainly don't want to, let Cal Baptist or APU close the gap on a home loss. So this was a very important win. You can't underestimate how big this one was to get it. One of those proverbial trap games, you could say, and the Dixie State team got the job done tonight in fun fashion, especially with the bench. I was very happy with the bench play tonight. I'm sure Coach Judkins will talk about that when he joins us here in a few minutes.
Fun fact, those 7 blocks fall too short of tying the single game record as a team, which was set against BYU Hawaii 2012-2013 and Fresno Pacific that same season. In fact, Zach Robbins was getting many of those blocks. He holds the single game individual record with 7 blocks in that BYU Hawaii game in 2012-2013. Let's take a look at some second half highlights. If we've got some of those back in the truck, here we go. Trevor Hill was Mr. Do-It-All tonight, but Wade Miller kept things going that he started in the second half, buried that Team Diato 3 from the right corner. Then how about one from the wing as well? Next possession, he was feeling it tonight.
Yeah, 6 of 11 from downtown. Trev off the window with a kiss. Trevor Hill getting 13 points, but more importantly, 1 assist shy of a triple-double. More from Bubba. They call him Bubba. And he can shoot it lights out. 3-point contest be interesting. Wade and Simister head-to-head. That would be a battle.
Dub Price and he had 10 points. And he just brings you so much energy each and every night.
Nice assist there from
Trevor Hill, one of his
9
assists. And Zach Hunter.
Zach, the 5th player in double figures for the Trailblazers tonight. Kind of a quiet night tonight. Just kind of went about his business. Didn't shoot a lot tonight.
Taylor Youngblood came in and had 9 points in about a 5-minute span.
Yeah, all in the second half when FPU was still within striking distance. And Daylor getting the start tonight. I think he delivered. He had a great floor game.
Doug Price again cleaning up the board, scoring. And Daylor, there you see.
Teardrop.
I believe that was his final bucket of the night. And there was assist number 9 for Trevor, passing over to the left side to Wade Miller. And then instead of passing at the end, he had Kyler trailing that play. He almost could have got his assist right there, but he thought, I'm going, like you said during the broadcast, when the points are there, you have to take them. We're not just worried about stats. You're trying to get the win ultimately, and that's what Trevor was doing tonight. So fun night inside the Burns. The women win their end of the doubleheader in a thriller, 88-86. A couple of big threes by Kesley Stevenson down the stretch, and they get the stop defensively. Always nerve-wracking to end on defense in a situation like that, especially against a good three-point shooting team. But it's always fun when not only you get the men's game, but you get the women's game as well, and doubleheader sweep. And women back to 500 at 10-10 and 6-7 in the Pac West, and kind of an outside shot still at this point, but not mathematically eliminated. And they'll try to do their best to try and make their first Pac West tournament appearance in what's been 4 or 5 years, I believe.
4 or 5 years. That's what I was thinking as well. And J.D. Gustin's got that team playing well. Yeah. I saw your interview with him earlier today. He felt like he didn't know what to do with all the bodies he had back to practice. I love that quote because they've been so banged up.
A couple players did get banged up in the game, and so hopefully they can get them back as well. Of course, don't play again until Thursday, so that helps. But hope we can stay healthy because it's a big stretch for them as well. They've won 2 straight, and a very winnable game against Chaminade. The women's team just not quite as efficient as the men's team down there at Chaminade. So good opportunity to make it 3 straight, and then it'll be a tough game against Hawaii Pacific. But then you come back and you play, Holy Names and Hawaii Hilo at home. Just a good opportunity for the women's team to at the very least. And what I've been looking at to see is, hey, can you get to that magical win number of 14? If you hit 14, it means you went 14-13 on the season, and you've improved your win total by 9, and you have a winning season. It's the first time that's happened since, I believe, the 2012-2013 season.
Well, and it's fun to see the progression, of both programs. Dixie State, you look up in the rafters, and you see 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 4 straight Pac West banners, and then you had another one in 15. Of course, you got the Sweet 16 appearance that happened back in 2011. And with this senior class, early in the season they played such a tough schedule out of conference, and then they dropped those 2 early games. They had such a tough schedule early. A lot of people, myself included, wondered if this team was really as good as I thought it was going to be this year. But every week, every day in practice, every game by game, I'm seeing progression with one guy or another. And this collectively might be one of the deepest, if not the deepest. I can't remember into February where Coach Judkins is still going with a 10-man, 11-man rotation, but he's continued to do that, and his bench continues to play so well. And obviously a fun win tonight as Mr. 500 wins, and Mr. 5-time Coach of the Year joins us now at press row here.
Yeah, he's joining us. You call him Mr. 5-time for those banners hanging. We might have to add that to Mr. January and February. It's without fail every January and February we're going on an 8, 9, 10 game win streak, and team's rolling right now. Solo first place, and tough games, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy.
No, I told you guys that this team's pretty good, and they don't run a lot of stuff. They're just athletic, and they drive it, they shoot it, they fetch it, and they out-rebound us tonight. The first half, they out-rebound us by a lot. They did come back the second half and do a better job on the boards. But, they did some things that they thought hurt us, and I couldn't believe it hurt us, which was trapping us. And they did a little token press and trapped us. Trevor was trying to force way too much stuff the first half, and he was getting fouled. But you can't beg for fouls. You just got to be tougher. And when guys trap, you got to make a pass. You can't dribble through a trap. And I think he was doing that in the second half. He started to pass out of the trap, and then we got some easy buckets. But he had a great game. Trevor, if he makes his foul shots, he started off really bad he missed a couple layups he should have made, and then he missed some foul shots, and didn't play one of his better games the first half. The second half, he really picked it up and played played the way we know to. And he should have. I mean, one more assist would have been our first triple-double. Yeah. He was right there with it. I didn't know that until the end.
He knew it.
And then he gets the all-time, or ties the all-time steals. You know, he's had a good career here, and you know, when Trevor plays well, we play well. We really miss Brandon tonight, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, the things that hurt us were their traps, their zone. Thank goodness Bubba was on tonight, because we had one guy that had confidence to shoot the outside shot, and that was Bubba. And we got to get other guys. And why aren't they having confidence on the outside shot? I don't know. They got to get in here and get shots to get that confidence up. Kyler's a very good outside shooter. He was hesitating. Quincy was not even looking. He was looking all the drive. They got to get in. Trevor's not a great outside shooter. We know that. He's got to work on that too. He's got to keep him honest. He's got to shoot one once in a while. He did shoot that one. I think he airballed it, and we got the rebound and scored. But he's got to hit those once in a while just to keep teams honest, because they were really gapping him, and that's something we'll show him in tape. But you know, not having Sinister tonight, there's a great three-point shooter. He probably would have had a lot of points tonight in that zone. But you know, when you don't have him, the other guys got to step up. I thought Dather came out a little. I don't know if he was nervous, you know, by starting, but I thought we didn't start in the second half. I brought him back off the bench. I think he does better that way of giving us a little spark. Dub did a great spark that first half. He was out running. He got 6 or 7 points in a row where he just running the lane, got some easy baskets out of it. But again, I wouldn't say one of our better games, but they figured out a way to win. When it got tight, they figured out a way to get stops and get buckets, and that's a good sign to see that, because you know you're not going to play perfect every game, but you got to give them a lot of credit for how hard they play. But like we told these guys, we got a bullseye on our back. Everybody wants to beat us. Everybody's going to give us their best games. We can't come out thinking that we're just going to beat people by showing up. And I don't know if they thought that, but that's kind of how I felt when we give up a 10-0 run to start the game. But we did miss 3 layups. You know, we missed 3 layups to start the game, and you know, you make those. Now it's a 10-6 game instead of a 10-0 game. But they figured out a way to win, and like I always tell you, good teams figure out a way to win, and we did that tonight.
Coach, talk to me a little bit about the halftime speech. You're so good at getting teams fired up. Sometimes I think it's an advantage to be down 1 point at halftime, because you can go in there and toss some stuff around. What did you say to the guys that really fueled the comeback in the second half?
It was just what I just told you. I said, guys, just do the things that we taught you to do. You know, you're trying to split double teams. You're trying to dribble through traffic. Just play together, make that extra pass. We had more turnovers than we had assists. We didn't shoot good from the foul line again. We got to fix that. That's what they're going to do tomorrow. You know, but again, when we start playing defense and we start running, that's when you see our leads go up, and that's what I challenged them to do. Last weekend we did kind of the same thing a little bit, where I call it island basketball, where we leave a guy out there by himself and everybody else just goes and hugs their guys, and the guy goes one-on-one on one guy, and that's really hard to stop, especially when you're guarding those kind of athletic guys. We got to be smarter than that. We started to play team defense, getting in the gaps, helping each other, and then we started rebounding the ball, and that changed the game. But just the fundamental things that we're good at doing, sharing the ball, penetrating, you know, playing together and getting out and run. That's what I kind of challenged them to do.
I get this feeling, and I know this is dictated by the matchups, but you went small lineup there. You went with Zach and Dub at the 4 and the 5. I get the sense you like doing that against a team like FPU.
Well, they were quicker than us. They were driving it. They were spreading us out. They had 5 on the perimeter, just driving it, kicking it, driving it, kicking it. And, you know, and again, that's where I had to go to. Quincy had 4 fouls. That would have been another good one to have in there at that time, playing maybe the 4 spot for us a little bit. But, you know, some of our guys, not one of their better games, but you know what? You can't play perfect every game and great every game. You can defend, you can rebound, and that's one thing I was trying to get those guys to do. But you're right. You saw that. I went a little smaller. I played Trevor at the point a little bit, you know, but, again, he started penetrating and getting some easy buckets, and that helped us. And that's what he's got to do more. When we don't have outside shooting, he's got to get more, you know, inside. And we should have hurt him more inside, but we weren't making any shots, so they were just jamming it inside, and those outside shots were wide open. And Bubba was licking his chops, like, hey, I'm open. Hit me, I'll shoot it. I'll shoot it. And he did.
It was fun to see him hit those shots, and we're going to talk about the outside shot. And if there's one guy that's had the confidence to pull the trigger, even if he's not hitting, it's been Wade Miller. I heard him say a couple of times on the trip down to the Bay Area last week, he said it had been since the Biola game since he hit one, January 3rd, and he kept saying, telling some of his teammates, I'm not sure I even know what it feels like to have one go in. He had like 4 or 5 of them in one game that just popped in and out, and finally tonight he sees them go through, and how big is that going forward? We get Brandon back in, and then you have a couple 3-point threats out there instead of everyone just being able to key in on Brandon.
Yeah, he went 6 for 11 from the 3. I mean, that's great shooting right there. And some of the ones he missed were, rattle in and came out. Same idea. Yeah, so, that trip you're talking about, we got home, and first guy in the gym was Bubba.
Yeah.
He's in there shooting, and he's got to work on his foul. That technical foul was a big turning point, I thought. I think they did it wrong, but we should have taken advantage of that a little bit more.
With the free,
we would go 2 for 4, they go 2 for 2, and then they get a 2 and 1. They scored 5 points, we scored 2. That should have changed the whole game. We should have got those 4 right there. And I thought they made the bad call on that. Quincy just got hammered. The guy's just grabbing him and tackling him. He kind of like throws his arms like, get off me, and they tee him. And they said that he started it, and the other guy retaliated. That's why they gave him the ball out of bounds, which I think was wrong. Their guy started because he
wouldn't get off
him.
of Quincy.
Yeah,
Quincy did give a little shove.
He did.
He gave a shove, and then
they both shoved. But again, the foul caused the shove.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
he was being so aggressive to him. That's something they got it. That was bad. But again, to see our team back Quincy up and get in there, and we got to be smart. Our guys, I thought our guys held their cool really well, but you know what? You always back up your teammates. You're always there for them, and I thought that was good to see. But that could have been a big turnaround for us, and it kind of went more in their favor than our favor. But hey, we figured out a way to win, and that's the most important part about this game is win. You want to win. I get mad at them and say, we didn't get better today than we did yesterday, and I'm big into that. And sometimes they take that negative. I'm not negative. I just try to get better every single day. Win or lose, you got to get better every single day. Looking back at this, we're going to laugh and say, wow, we won. What are we, but again, I felt good win. We figured a way, but we got to get better. Go on the road next week to Hawaii. We can't play like this. If we do that, we're going to.
You can't spot Chaminade or Hawaii Pacific at 10-0 lead and expect to come back and win.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a fun game. Crowd was pretty good. We hope we get them back. When we come back and we have a better crowd. But it was fun. It was a fun entertainment tonight, and we just got to get. Like I said, we got to get everybody back. Simonster's got to get back.
Yeah. Was there a thought you were going to play him maybe in the second half?
Yeah, I did. In fact, we warmed up and they came to us and said, "Hey, I prefer you not to use him. This is our trainers and docs. Let's not use him if we don't have to, but if you need to, he can go."
It was interesting because we looked down at the bench, and he didn't have the mask on in the first half. But in the second half, the first 10 minutes especially, he had the mask on like he was ready to go if called upon.
That would have been a good game for him because he would have got shots. So that's probably why he wanted to go. But we need him, and he's got to get better because he's been playing so well. In San Francisco, he played wonderful, and he helps us a lot. He spreads the court out for Trevor. They're driving, and Trevor helps him by driving and kicking. And so, when you lose a guy like that out, it's tough. Someone's got to step up, and that's, again, we have Brandon Miller, we have Zach Frampton, who's out for the year. Miller would have been another great guy. If we would have had him. That'd have been a good game for him because he can shoot it. I'm talking about Brandon Miller because he can really light it up. So I got to get Kyler's confidence back in with him because he's a good shooter, but he's hesitating big time. He's open, shoot it. If you're not open, pass. It's a really simple game.
Is there a chance Brandon Miller will be back at some point?
Well, we're trying to. We don't know. It just depends on how his treatment goes, and he is working out a lot more with our trainers. But it's that ACL. It's a tough. Last year when he got hurt, it's a tough thing to heal, and it takes some time. But I don't want to hurt it more. I need him, but also I need him for 2 more years.
You get 2 more full years out of him. You don't want.
So I don't want to rush it too hard, but that would have been another good one that way too. So, but again, Fresno Pacific's good. I told you guys that they're a tough matchup, and we'll watch film. We'll get better. We'll show them some things that we can do better. But I was happy that they figured a way to do it and how to come out on top, and it was good.
Coach, we got a couple other guys waiting to talk to you tonight, so we'll let you get going. But we'll let Coach settle the debate. Devin and I were debating Trevor Hill or Wade Miller for Dad's Trucking Player of the Game.
No question to me, it's Wade.
Yeah, that was my thought.
I mean, Trevor played good, but Trevor didn't shoot the ball well. He's 5 for 15. He almost got a triple-double, but 5 for 15 is not great. 3 for 9 is not great from the foul line. But his 10 rebounds, his 9 assists, 4 turnovers. He didn't turn the ball over the second half, which I was happy with. Trevor plays hard. Trevor, I was hoping he got that, could get that triple-double for the first time. But really, if we didn't have Wade Miller tonight, we would have lost tonight. There's no question about it. So
there it is. That's it. Debate settled.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats, another win. 8 straight, baby. Keep it rolling.
Keep it going. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Hey, Coach John Judkins and our McMullen Legal Group coach's comments, the Johnson Pediatric postgame report, and he settles the debate right there. Wade Miller, Dad's Trucking Player of the Game, and he slides right into that Porta Sub Super Sub of the Game slot as well. And there's a couple other guys you could probably give it to, but what a game. Dixie State wins it 87-74, and now they can head onto the road into Hawaii and a big 2-game swing at Chaminade on Thursday and then at Hawaii Pacific next Saturday before coming back for 3 more games. And hard to believe, but we're on the home stretch of this season and certainly have played their way back into a spot to where, hey, maybe they don't have to win the conference tournament to get into the NCAA tournament. Of course, they're going to have to win, probably all but at least one game to earn that.
But moved up in the West region,
absolutely.
even though they're not ranked in the top 25 in either poll, up to 5 in the West region poll. So that's important. And you know what? You get this win streak to 9-10 out there in Hawaii, and I have a feeling they'll probably be ranked. If not, there's something wrong with the system.
Absolutely. Chaminade and Hawaii Pacific are very, very tough teams, and you can go out and beat both of those games, and you've got a 10-game win streak. You better be top 5 in the West region and probably at least getting votes or into the top 25 in some of those polls as well. But, man, what a night. Dixie State wins it. The lone home game before they head back out onto the road for another 5 or 6 days and a couple games. It's been funny to see that trip kind of devolve almost. Back in the day, they used to go down and play all 4 teams down there. BYU Hawaii not in the mix now. Only played 3 games last year, and now it's down to just 2 on their final trip to Hawaii, at least as a member of the Pacific West Conference. And go down. It's a business trip, and that leaves less time to play and maybe less time for not being focused, and just hope the guys can go down there and get it done. And then we're back here in a couple of weeks against Hawaii Hilo. Will be in town on February 10th.
Then the 17th.
And then Hawaii Pacific is the 17th.
And
then
19th.
The 19th, Holy Names, Monday night
and those
game
are the final
is senior
3
night.
games on the home slate. So let's get out here and pack the burns. If you couldn't come tonight, hopefully we'll see you at a game coming soon because only 3 remain on the home slate.
Been a fun night, Dev. Thanks as always for hopping on the broadcast. Dixie State wins it 87-74. Big shout out to Ken, our board op, back in the studio tonight, keeping us on the air all night long, and we didn't have to cut into the Jazz game at all. So it was a win-win. Jazz got the win. Dixie State gets the win in both games tonight, and it was a fun night overall. Thank all of you for listening tonight, and as always on the TV and internet side, a big thank you to all the crew at CEC TV. We have the best video production, at least in my opinion, in all of Division II. So we appreciate everything they do for us. Thank you for watching, listening, however you were part of our broadcast tonight. This is Eric Segmler for Devin Dixon, thanking you for listening. Have a good night, everybody.